Today from the Hoosier Dome, it's the New England Patriots versus the Indianapolis Colts. It is snowing in Indianapolis today, but perfect weather inside the Hoosier Dome, 71 degrees. Today we have the wild card race. 3 teams now tied for 2 spots in the wild card, including New England with a record of 7-4. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Charlie Jones along with Bob Griese. Today's game could be the story of 2 quarterbacks. First for New England, Tony Eason.
Tony Eason has made a big difference ever since he started in for the New England Patriots. He is strong, he is mobile, he can throw the ball downfield, get big plays, as he did right here in this ball game against the Jets.
He, of course, a member of that great class of '83. The other quarterback, Art Schlichter, could be the comeback of the decade.
The Colts have had problems scoring points this year, Charlie, only on an average of 9 points the last 6 ball games. They need his mobility. He can move around. He also has a strong arm, but the thing he gives them is that ability to scramble out of the pocket.
Now let's go to the keys to this game. First for New England.
Tony Eason. They like to run the football. They have a big offensive line, but they're not going to be able to run it all day, and Eason has to come up with some plays.
And what is the key for the Indianapolis Colts?
Art Schlichter. Frank Kush has said, we like to take the air out of the football. We don't like to throw it at all, but there are going to be times during the ball game when Schlichter has to make some plays for him.
And what is your quarterback quote today?
Well, one of the stories of the ball game, obviously, is Art Schlichter. 4 years ago, when he came out of Ohio State University, he threw 50 touchdown passes over a span of 4 years. He was drafted #1 by the Baltimore Colts. Really wasn't interested in a wasted year for him. The following year, he was suspended for gambling. This year he's come back. He's really had a new beginning. Frank Kush has brought him along slowly. So for Art Schlichter, this is the beginning of the work of art.
The 2 keys to the game, Art Schlichter and Tony Eason. The story of 2 quarterbacks. The tale will unfold today in the Hoosier Dome. The Colts winning the toss. They will be receiving, and that means that Tony Franklin will be kicking off for the New England Patriots. The 2 deep backs for the Colts, number 86, Phil Smith, and number 30, Larry Anderson. At the 4-yard line, here is Larry Anderson. Fights his way to the 30. He breaks it to the 40. He gets it past Tony Franklin, and he is caught from behind. Twice this year, Tony Franklin has saved a touchdown. This time, he was unable to make the play at about the 45. Keith Lee finally caught him. Bob Griese.
It's a big pick-me-up for the Indianapolis Colts. So outstanding way to start a ball game. They were afraid they may get behind early. Anderson with some great tough running up the middle. Now, as you said, Franklin, having made 2 saving tackles this year, misses on that one. McSwain, 23, saves the touchdown.
And here is the quarterback, Art Schlichter, a 69-yard kickoff return, 27-yard line of the Patriots. The give is to Frank Middleton, and he has a couple of yards to the 25. It'll be 2nd down and 8. Roland James, the strong safety, makes the tackle for the New England Patriots. Art Schlichter, #1 draft choice in 1982. This is only his 2nd year out last year because of the gambling situation.
It's got to have some butterflies going into this ball game too, Charlie.
His first NFL start. We'll talk about your first NFL start. There are butterflies, aren't there? 2nd and 8. McMillan. 5 yards to the 20. It'll be 3rd down and 3. Toby Williams makes the tackle. Here's that offense. The key, Art Schlichter, Middleton, McMillan, Butler, Porter, and Tim Sherwood. Offensive line, Wright, Donaldson. Ron Schultz is the rookie, Jim Mills. Third down and 3. The ball at the 20-yard line of New England. Larry Anderson electrifying the crowd in the Hoosier Dome with that 69-yard kickoff return. Middleton. 18-yard line. It'll be 4th down and about 1 as Steve Nelson makes the tackle. Let's look at that defense for the Patriots. Their basic 3-4 set. Sims, Owens, Toby Williams. The linebackers, outstanding. Tippett, Nelson, McGrew, and Blackman. In the secondary for the Patriots, Gibson, Claiborne, James, and Marion. It'll be 4th down and 1 The Colts not gambling. They'll go for the field goal.
It's kind of a conservative call, Charlie. I've got to believe since Schlichter was in the ball game, 3rd and 4, they ran the ball on 3rd and 4. They didn't want to put him in a situation where he had to make a pressure throw early, but I think that's a situation if a veteran quarterback would have been in there, they would have thrown a little option to the halfback coming out of the backfield to pick up the first down.
Colts take a timeout. We'll be back in just a moment.
Number 55, the outside linebacker coming from the left side of your screen, beats Bell, number 48. The penetration into the backfield messes up the 50. McGrew gets in, knocks the ball loose, but the play was made by 55, Don Blackman.
So the Patriots now move on offense for the first time. The ball at the 26-yard line of New England. We have no score. Tony Eason, the quarterback. The tight ends, Ramsey and Dawson, changing sides. The give is to Craig James. And James is knocked out of bounds. They'll mark him out at the 33-yard line. Preston Davis made the play, gain of 7. It'll be 2nd down and 3 offensively for the New England Patriots. Tony Eason is the quarterback. He is the man that we highlighted. Craig James, Derek Ramsey, Stanley Morgan, Stephen Starring. He'll go as long as he can. Then it'll be Cedric Jones, Lynn Dawson. Offensive line, Holloway, Hannah, Brock, Wooten, and Darrell Haley. 2nd down and 3. Swing pass, left flat, Craig James. 3rd down. 46-yard line, a gain of 13 in the first down. Eugene Daniel was there. Defensively for the Colts, as we have no score here in the early going. Donnell Thompson, Leo Wisniewski, Blaze Winter, front 3. Cooks, Odom, Krause, and Maxwell. Another good set of linebackers. A pair of rookies on the corners, Davis and Daniel. 1st down for the Patriots. The ball just outside their own 46-yard line. Ramsey showing motion as the H-back, Craig James. And he is hit at the line of scrimmage. Momentum may carry him for a yard. Donnell Thompson was there for the Colt defense. Marking at the 47, we'll call it 2nd down and 9.
Charlie, the Colts gave away an excellent opportunity to put some points on the board when they took the opening kickoff and moved it right down. 4 running plays. They were denied any points. Now the momentum has shifted back to the Patriots, but it would have been a big plus for this young Colt team to get something on the board.
Eason, and he underthrows Stanley Morgan. It will be 3rd down and 9 at the 47-yard line. Preston Davis had the coverage for the Colts.
That may be the worst throw that Tony Eason throws all day. I gotta believe the first one, maybe the second one he throws, just a little bit tight. Takes a little while to loosen up.
Third. 11 minutes, 48 seconds. Time remaining. We're in the first quarter, scoreless ball game between the New England Patriots and the Indianapolis Colts. 5 in the secondary for the Colts. 3rd and 9, Eason to throw.
4 wide receivers for the Patriots.
The give instead is to Craig James, and he is hit and stopped by Leo Wisniewski at the line of scrimmage. 4th down and 9.
I'm sure the Colts would love to see him hand that ball off every time in a situation. 3rd and 9. The problem with the Colts secondary, when they go to nickel, they have 4 rookies in their nickel coverage. They have Radkowski, they have Daniels, Davis, and also Williams. Vaughn Davis comes in the ball game, so they would love to have the Patriots run the ball instead of throw it to those 4 excellent, speedy receivers.
Rich Camarillo will be kicking to this man, Larry Anderson. Anderson already in the game with a 69-yard kickoff return. Into the end zone for the touchback. So we'll bring it out to the 20-yard line. 53 yards on the kick.
Just a great kick. Poor coverage. They should have been down there and either caught the ball or got to the goal line to stop it. We'll be right back.
This is Charlie Jones, Bob Griese. We're back at the Hoosier Dome. No score with 10:55 left to go in the first quarter in the game between the New England Patriots and the Indianapolis Colts. The Colts with the ball on their own 20-yard line. Art Schlichter's first NFL start, 3rd quarterback to start in 3 weeks for the Colts. Play action, his first pass. Tracy Porter, the intended receiver. And he was hit immediately by Ray Claiborne. Now, let's go to the scouting report for the Colts.
One of the things the Colts will be doing with Art Schlichter is trying to move him around a little bit, and that is drop him straight back and then sprint him to the wide side of the field. The fullback will sit out here and block. The center, after he snaps it, will come and block, sealing everything, all the linemen in here. The wide receivers will go down and out. This will give Schlichter an excellent opportunity to throw the ball out to the wide side.
Second down and 10, ball at the 20. Inside handoff to Frank Middleton. We'll give him a yard to the 21. It'll be third down and 9. Ken Sims on the stop for the New England Patriots.
Both young quarterbacks here today, Charlie, and both offensive systems like to utilize a moving pocket to help give some protection to the young quarterback. The other thing it does, it gets them outside where they don't have to read so much. All they have to do is just see an open receiver and go to him.
Small upset working. It would be, of course, a big upset, but it's still in the first quarter. Buffalo leading Dallas by a score of 7-0. They're down 9. Who's in as an extra wide receiver. Swing pass right side to Randy McMillan, but it is diagnosed immediately. Ernest Gibson is there. No, that was Ronnie Lippett in as an extra back, number 42. And so the Colts face a kicking situation with the ball at the 23. Following that gain of 2, it's 4th down and 7.
Raymond Berry taking some notes on the sideline. Very low-key type of coach. Doesn't do a lot of coaching during the week. Does watch a lot of films. It's been a great plus for these young Patriots.
Irving Fryer, the speedster, 4.39 in the 40. Ron Stark to kick. Left-footed kicker. There's only 2 in the NFL. Has pressure. He gets it off. Not that good a kick. Taken at the 42-yard line by Fryer. Slips by his own man to the 50, the 45, and then out of bounds at the 38-yard line. In Colt territory, Mark Avantis was there. 35-yard kick, a 20-yard return. We'll be back in just a moment.
It's a preventative brace, Charlie. A lot of the players are wearing them. They're wearing them on the outside. They tape it to the lower part of the leg and the upper. And as you see, when their leg moves, this will move. And it's not anything that anyone with a sore knee or a bad knee will wear, but it's a preventative thing, and it gives you some support. When Eason wasn't starting, and before he started for the New England Patriots, the thing that Ron Meyer did when he was playing, when he was coaching for the Patriots, says, here, you're going to be my starting quarterback. I want you to wear this.
And he's still wearing it. Just have to get used to it. His pass is complete. He goes to Derek Ramsey. The line of scrimmage, the 38-yard line. And he'll pick up about 5 on the play. Barry Krause makes the tackle. We'll mark it at the 33-yard line, and it'll be 2nd down and 5.
But I think those braces are good, Charlie. As we take a look at Steve Grogan with a headset, he feels more involved in the game now. He hasn't been wearing the headset. Now he hears everything that's going on and has a little bit of input as to the plays that are called. And
there's a Raymond Berry story involving the headset. We'll say after this play. Eason, as his man there hits him at the 10-yard line, is Derek Ramsey. Nesby Glasgow makes the tackle at the 10, a gain of 23. And a first down just inside the 10, so it'll be first down, goal to go.
Here's a good shot at the protection. Eason has great protection, looking straight down the middle of the field. Crossing pattern over the linebacker. Good throw by the young Eason.
First down, goal to go, just inside the 10-yard line. James to the 4, a gain of 5 yards for Craig James. Wisniewski with the stop. 2nd down, goal to go. New England trying to break the scoreless tie.
You know, Craig James has really come on strong in the last 3 ball games, Charlie. He has been really a good runner as well as a good receiver, and he really knows how to read his offensive line blocking. When you have a line as big and as strong as the Patriots do, it's good to be able to follow.
Robinson is in as a lead blocker, and he leads. Craig James, play action fake, end zone, touchdown, Derek Ramsey. And New England jumps out in front by a score of 6-0. For Derek Ramsey, that is his 4th touchdown this year. Raymond Berry very calm on the sideline. Just back for a moment. In the first game, the business manager handed in the headset. Let's go to the replay.
Good play. Good time to throw the play action pass. Second and short. Had them both open, but that gives you the class of Tony Eason. Not afraid to throw the ball down in close.
They asked Raymond Berry if he wanted the headset. He said, hold it, I'll get back to you. Finally, he said, call me if they need me. He doesn't want the headset. Here's Tony Franklin with the extra point attempt. And it is good. Let's take another look at the first touchdown of the afternoon as the New England Patriots go on top of the Indianapolis Colts by a score of 7-0. Play action fake. Eason to Ramsey. And don't forget, next weekend, we tee off with Goff's greatest foursome in the Skins game on NBC Sports. And we'll be moving to that story as there is Derek Ramsey, who just scored the touchdown, and an officials conference is going on at the 8-yard line. A flag dropped at the 3.
It's an interesting shot that we had. We'll get the call here.
Offside, number 29. Extra point is good. 5-yard penalty on the kickoff.
We saw on the sideline Raymond Berry writing a few notes on his pad. He had to be writing. Nice throw by Eason. Nice catch by Ramsey. That's just the way I told you to do it.
And don't forget the Skins game. Here's that story. New England 7, Indianapolis nothing with 7:19. That is the time remaining in the first quarter as Tony Franklin is kicking off to either Phil Smith or to Larry Anderson. And here is Anderson. And this time he draws the crowd at the 23 or the 24-yard line. 15 yards on the return. Let's go to New York City for an update.
All right, Charlie, in Atlanta, the Falcons have gone out in front of the Browns after a Cleveland fumble. Steve Bartkowski to Stacey Bailey. The touchdown covers 20 yards. Surprisingly, only the second touchdown pass in the last 7 starts for Bartkowski. There's the score. Back to you.
And here the score is New England 7 and Indianapolis nothing. The Colts with the ball at their own 23-yard line, the official spotted. And New England leads by a score of 7-0 as we check the scoreboard. Chicago out in front of Detroit by a like count, 7-0. Schlichter, it is caught. Middleton out of the backfield, down the sidelines, out of bounds just across the 35-yard line. Gain of 12 in the first down. Steve Nelson, the left inside linebacker, the leading tackler for the Patriots, was there for New England.
Schlichter is still getting into this game as we look at Raymond Berry. Throwing some short, safe passes, trying to find someone that can get everybody's confidence going. But, you know, he's got to be a little bit nervous starting his first game. I remember when I played my first ball game as a Miami Dolphin too many years ago. It was trying to find the flow of the ball game, just gain some confidence and get everybody settled down.
Randy McMillan, just a straight shot, and he'll power for about 4 yards to the 39-yard line. It'll be second down and 6. Larry McGrew making the tackle. Larry McGrew, the inside linebacker, wearing number 50. You know, well, he's a new father. Their second child, his wife Elaine, is watching at Studley Hospital, and Annalise, a baby girl. So congratulations to the McGrew family. Second down and 6. Schlichter feeding off to Frank Middleton. 43-yard line. He'll pick up 4. Third down, it'll be just under 2, actually about 1.5 yards to pick up the first down, and it was Larry McGrew once again making the tackle.
You know, Schlichter coming into the ball game having a few butterflies reminds me of my 9-year-old son first went out for football. I asked him before his first game, after the first game, I said, were you nervous? Did you have any butterflies? He said, no, but there were some frogs on the field.
Frogs on the field. Third down and 2. Middleton is stopped. Roland James and Larry McGrew leading the defense. Don Blackman also there. So the Colts having a problem in short yardage situation.
Well, they're having trouble running it. Of course, what we said earlier, Frank Kush talking with Schlichter, they like to establish the run, try to settle everybody down. As you see, they're not too concerned about it, but what they like to do is settle everybody down. I think what they're going to have to do is throw some passes, open the game up a little bit more, and then go back to their run.
Ron Stark, the leading punter, kicking to this man, Irving Fryer. Fryer with an excellent punt return that set up the first score for New England, as the Patriots had to move only 38 yards. They did it in 4 plays. Stark with a 45.4-yard average. Fryer takes it at the 18-yard line. Looks for the picket fence. It's there to the 35. And returns just across the 40 to the 41-yard line. 4 minutes and 39 seconds. That is the time remaining following that 38-yard kick and a 22-yard return. Don't forget, next Saturday, the big fight, the heat, will be applied on Sports World. Eason's touchdown interception ratio is the best among starters. 15 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, 3-1. Pump fake. He wants to go deep. Hangs it out for Stanley Morgan and overthrows it. Morgan had a step on Preston Davis. We'll bring it back to the New England 40-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 10. Let's go to the Patriots scouting report.
One of the favorite plays for the Patriots. Both guards will pull, the guard and the tackle will pull this way, but to confuse everybody, then they'll pull Hannah the opposite way and bring Eason out behind him. This gets him outside the pocket, gives him a little bit more time to throw, and it's a good counter for what the Patriots, their favorite running play, going left. They pull Hannah. He's got to have a lot of ability to get back to the right.
And they use that to destroy the defensive keys. There was the defensive players keying on some of the offensive players.
A little misdirection. 2nd and 10.
Touchdown scored. Derek Ramsey showing motion. Intercepted, dropped. Preston Davis had it in his hands and couldn't pull it down. Clarence Weathers was overthrown.
We said a little earlier, 2 rookie cornerbacks on the Colt defensive secondary. The play before this, they tried a little out and up on Davis. Davis was a free agent. They picked him up about the 3rd or 4th game of the year. He had been released by these Patriots on the last cut. So they kind of have a feel of what Davis can do. Tried to go deep on him, then they came short. Should have had the interception.
Seattle out in front of Cincinnati, 7-0, 6 in the secondary for the Colts. Tony Eason has completed 4 of 7 for 42 yards and a touchdown. 3rd down and 10. Has pressure, rolls away from it. Just a little shovel pass incomplete. A flag was dropped. He was going to Stephen Starr. So we will check out the penalty flag. Holding against New England. Colts should refuse it. It'll be 4th down and 10, and they'll be kicking.
This was not a designed sprint out. His problem was
Holding 58, decline.
Pete Brock, the center.
4th down.
had a little problem with the protection up the middle, and that's what forced him out of the pocket. Take a look here. These men will come this way. 56, Maxwell, will come from this side of the screen and force him out of the pocket, and that way he doesn't have time to sit in there. You see the 2 linemen go to the right. Maxwell, 56, comes up the middle, and Eason's no fool. He says, I'm getting out of here.
And he scrambles away in a hurry. Now, Rich Camarillo will be kicking to Larry Anderson. Great kick. High bounce inside the 5. Tip back in the field of play. It will be down at the 3-yard line. Paul Dombrowski does it again. 57 yards on the kick. The key was number 47, Paul Dombrowski.
Dombrowski is one of the leaders of the special teams. He and Mosi Tutupu hope to make the Pro Bowl this year as a special teams player. For the first time. I think it's a good rule because the special teams play such an important part in a ball game.
The Colts now from their own 3-yard line. In trouble is Middleton. And it will be a safety. And Middleton is tackled in the end zone. Larry McGrew is the man who got him. So the new father celebrates. Don Blackman, number 55. And number 50, Larry McGrew.
I got to disagree with this call, Charlie. I got to really disagree because it's a slow play, slow developing play in their own end zone. You're going across the formation. When you're on your own 1 or 2 yard line, you don't want to go across your formation. Blackman, 55, gets penetration. The guard Solt doesn't get there in time, and what you have, you're giving away 2 points. Those are mistakes you don't want to have. You want to go straight forward when you're in your own end zone. No slow developing plays.
And Roland James also there. The 3 combined with the safety. So it is now New England 9 and Indianapolis nothing with 4:06 to go in the first quarter. And we have a free kick situation. That means that the Colts will be kicking from their own 20-yard line, and they can punt it if they so desire. And that will be the choice here. Ron Stark will be punting. And number 80, Irving Fryer, is set for the return.
This is the second safety in 2 weeks that the Colts have had. Last week in the rain at Giant Stadium, Don Bailey snapped the ball over the punter's head. So not only do you give up 2 points, you give up possession of the football.
Fryer takes it at the 29-yard line to the 40, across the 45 to the 46-yard line. Mike Humiston making the tackle. 17 yards on the return. Be sure to join us Thanksgiving Day. Exciting interconference NFL football action. Tony Dorsett, the Dallas Cowboys. They will be hosting these New England Patriots. Of course, led by quarterback Tony Eason. It all begins with Bob Costas, your host of NFL 84 at 3:30 Eastern Time. Dick Enberg, Merlin Olsen, and Bob Griese will be joining him there for that telecast. Have a little turkey with us on Thanksgiving. 46-yard line. As Greg James is stopped, maybe a yard, possibly 2. Barry Krause, inside right linebacker, was there. We'll mark it at the 48-yard line. Wisniewski had a piece of the play. It'll be 2nd down and 8 for New England. And now let's go to the scoreboard. Cleveland and Atlanta tied 7-7 in the first quarter. Here it is New England 9 and Indianapolis nothing with 3:25 time remaining first quarter. Patriots with the ball on their own 48-yard line. Tony Eason drops it off over the middle and dropped by Lynn Dawson. Incomplete. Vernon Maxwell was right behind him. Barry Krause was also there. It'll be 3rd down and 8.
Dawson's been getting a few more passes thrown to him this year. In the past, they used him primarily for run blocking. But he said, hey, I like to catch the ball, too. He got 26 receptions this year, 2 for touchdowns, and he's playing very well.
And you can say he's having his best year already. His statistics double his previous best year. Just arriving is Craig Hawthorne, number 40. See, worked his way into the huddle. Said, I've got the play. I've got something to tell you. 3rd down and 8. Dumped off to James. Close to the first down, and Craig should get it. Barry Krause with the tackle. Eugene Daniel was there. Cliff Odom also in the neighborhood.
Smart play by Eason and a good play by James. Looked downfield. The coverage was such that he couldn't throw it. Dumps it off to James, and James gets enough for the first down. Let's see. Craig James, another good play. Eason, another good. To give him stars.
Are you checking them off? Is that it?
No. Raymond Berry's checking them off.
Eason has completed 5 of 10 for 50 yards and a touchdown. The running back is now Tony Collins. First down, 44-yard line of Indianapolis. I thought it was going to be a play-action fake, but he gave to Tony Collins, and he picks up 4 yards to the 40-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 6. Let's go to New York.
All right, Charlie, in the snow, Seattle trying to avoid a letdown after a big win Monday night has gone out in front of Cincinnati. The Seahawks have already registered 2 turnovers, both on fumble recoveries. Zach Dixon has scored on a 2-yard run, so it's 7-0 Seahawks.
And the Seahawks continue to do it with the defense. Here's Eason. Pass is complete far side to Starring. And he goes out of bounds in the grasp of Eugene Daniel and Nesby Glasgow, and it should be another first down.
It's really a mismatch, Charlie, for Starring with all of his speed and Morgan with his speed to be outflanked wide against these 2 rookie cornerbacks for the Colts. He just setting them up with short stuff, throwing an 8-9 yard pass, a little stop pattern, he'll catch the ball and run for the first down. But you can be sure that later on they'll run a little stop and go, as they've already tried once in the ball game.
New England leading 9-0. A touchdown pass to Ramsey and then a safety. Tony Collins from the 32 will give him a yard to the 31. Gain of 1, 2nd down and 9. Blaze Winter and Wisniewski were there. Just over a minute and a half remaining here in the first quarter, and with the exception of the 69-yard kickoff return by Larry Anderson that opened the ball game for the Colts, the Patriots have dominated the action thus far.
They really have, and it was a good return because that return was on a punt block. They tried to block it. Normally you don't get a good return there.
2nd and 9. Ramsey in motion. Eason looks left. Flag is dropped. And Eason is dropped at the 37-yard line by Cliff Odom. And we'll go back to the marker on the far side. Fred Wyatt, the referee. Here's the call. Colts were offsides, illegal procedure against the Patriots. Probably be for an illegal formation, and there'll be offsetting penalties.
We have 2 men moving on offense. There's no play. Replay.
So it's 2nd and 9. The ball at the 31-yard line.
You know, when Raymond played, Charlie, he was very methodical, very meticulous. He always took a lot of notes on the defensive backs he was playing against. I'm not surprised to see him doing it here.
The wave has started in the Hoosier Dome, and properly so when the Colts are on defense. Lynn Dawson has it and goes out of bounds, 25-yard line. He picks up 6. It'll be 3rd down and 3. They were going after the free safety that time, Nesby Glasgow. But Dawson, there's the wave. And it needs a little work here. We're right away, but we have a lower deck wave.
It's a first year for these fans in Indianapolis, and it just takes them a little while to get used to it.
Soon it will become a riptide. 3rd down 3. Now the wave gathers a little momentum. Play action. Eason stands in, fires over the middle. It's caught. Touchdown. Derek Ramsey, his 2nd touchdown of the day. So the Patriots out in front of the Colts now by a score of 15-0 with the extra point to come. And Tony Eason has 2 touchdown passes in his pocket.
Good play action pass right here. You'll see Derek Ramsey right here. He's going to come straight down the field and break to the middle. All the linebackers will be held with a play action pass. Good area of the field to do it. Fakes into the middle. Ramsey fakes to the outside, goes straight down. It's a good throw to the inside over the linebackers. A good call.
Extra point is up, and it is good. The score is now New England 16 and the Colts nothing. 25-yard touchdown pass from Eason to Ramsey. And Derek Ramsey has 4 receptions for 54 yards, his 2 touchdowns.
This is just a short yardage play and good field position. Your 50-yard line or into theirs. Eason has to wait just a second, but the call was perfect because if you don't make the connection, you can always punt the ball down and get him in a difficult situation to come out of. When I was playing, I always looked for that play action pass, maybe when you were on your own 40, 50-yard line. When you're backed up in your own 10 or 15, you don't want to try it, but that was an ideal situation. Of course, Ramsey got open.
And there's the scoring drive. Question. The Colts, as we said at the top of the show, you stated it, Frank Kush likes to take the air out of the ball. He likes to stay on the ground, use up the clock, stay with his running back. He now is down 69. He's got to put the ball in the air.
Well, there's no question that the conservative style of offense that they've had the first couple of series has really put them in a hole, because the Patriots now have taken advantage of it and went right down and scored 16 points. The thing the Colts need to do is get some points on the board where they're in the ball game. Now This is almost going to take them a little bit out of what they wanted to do and force them to open up, which I think will be good for them because their running game will then open up too.
And the 2 touchdowns by the Patriots set up with very good punt returns by Irving Fryer. The kickoff is high to the right, and it is way short. Takes a bounce and just barely goes out of bounds. So they'll kick it over. Ronnie Lippett was down, almost had a chance to pick it up. Let's go to New York.
All right, Charlie, the Browns have taken the lead now down in Atlanta. Trailing 7-0, Paul McDonald hooks up with Bruce Davis. Davis, the rookie out of Baylor, goes 43 yards, most of it himself for the touchdown. Matt Barr added a field goal, so it's 10-7, Browns leading.
So the Cleveland Browns out in front of that ball game here. New England out in front of Indianapolis by a score of 16-0. We have 47 seconds. That is the time remaining in the first quarter, and following the kickoff out of bounds, we move back to the 30-yard line, and Tony Franklin will be kicking again. Tony Eason now with 17 touchdown passes and only 5 interceptions.
Well, he's really, I think his touchdown to interception ratio is the best in the league, even better than Marino at Miami. Eason has really played well. He has come on. He has not thrown a lot of interceptions, not made mistakes, while he has learned, and now he has become a pretty important factor in their offense.
The New England Patriots driving for one of the wild card spots. Still a lot of games to go. Here is Phil Smith on the return to the 15, to the 20. Looks for some room, and he runs out of it on the far side. Keith Lee was there for the Patriots. 26 yards on the return.
Take a look at the Colt possessions today. The yards they got: 4 plays and out, 3 and out, 4 and out, and then the one with the safety. They haven't had great field position aside from their opening where they started on the Patriot 27-yard line and then were stopped on down. So your offense has to help your defense, and the Colts offense hasn't done much yet today.
Down 16-0. We expect the Colts to come out throw it. And Schlichter goes deep into coverage, and we will have offensive pass interference called, I'm sure. Tracy Porter, the intended receiver, and he just ran up the back of the defender.
What you have now, Charlie, is the Colts are trying to force something to happen. Somebody needs to make a play.
It is offensive pass interference on Tracy Porter.
Schlichter tried to force something. The receiver tried to force it. A little bit earlier, we saw Preston Davis, number 27, with a ball right in his hands, and he dropped it. The Colts, somebody has to step forward and make something happen.
And you don't need to make it happen 50 yards down the field. 10, 12. Here, get the ball in the air and keep it moving.
When you have a chance to make an interception, make an interception. To lower right.
No question.
Number 87, first down.
So the down goes over. The penalty takes the ball back to the 23-yard line. It'll be first down and 20. And what you have to remember in that situation, that the defender has the equal right to the football. Just like another receiver out there, you can't knock him off of the play. A flag was dropped to the near side by one of the officials and then picked up, and then he kind of wound the clock, and now Joe Haynes goes in to tell the referee what it was. The resetting the 30-second clock is the call. 32 seconds on the game clock now, 27 seconds on the 30-second clock. Incomplete. Going back to Tracy Porter, but on the near sideline, the pass was too high. Claiborne had the coverage for the New England Patriots. It'll be second down and 20. Chicago leading Detroit by 3. Second down and 20. Art Schlichter, 6'3", 210 pounds. Has not thrown for a touchdown this year, although he does have a couple of interceptions. Had a 41% completion average, but he had thrown prior to this game only 22 passes and completed 9. Here's a screen. It's incomplete. Randy McMillan, the intended receiver. It's third down and 20, and the Colt offense now is sputtering. If it was an engine, then they'd need another quart of oil.
Well, they're not executing. Schlichter is a little bit off. The throw on that one was a little off. The previous throw, the down and out, was a little bit high. The problem is when you have 3 quarterbacks on your roster, this is the 3rd quarterback in 3 weeks. That little shake of his head means, I don't like this call. It's probably going to be a running play. I can tell, but I've been in that position before. Let's see if it's a run. But the problem is when you have 3 quarterbacks, and this is the 3rd one in 3 weeks that has started, you can't get any continuity of your offense going with different people.
Schlichter has completed 2 of 5 for 14 yards. You're right, it is a running play. And spun away, McMillan. They drop him for a loss. And you did recognize the frustration of the quarterback.
Well, when you look over and you get the signal and you shake your head and you don't agree with it, of course, he doesn't have the right to check off it now. Loss
of a yard. So it will be 4th down and 19 as we count down the end of the 1st quarter. And that is it. The 1st quarter is complete. The score, New England 16, the Indianapolis Colts nothing. When we come back, Ron Stark will be punting. Averaging 36.5 with a long of 38 in this game, and Irving Fryer is set for the return. Now, he's had 2 good punt returns, giving New England good field position both times, leading to touchdowns. This one is not too short, but he hangs it up. Fair catch is called for. Woo. The sliding grab at the 42-yard line. Dangerous.
It's a tremendous catch by Fryer. Fryer really is something special for these Patriots. He's a tough kid. Was injured, had some rib injuries, some injured ribs early on in the preseason. They thought he was going to be out for 3 or 4 games, and he got back, and then he had a dislocated shoulder and only missed a little more than a game with that and came back. He's a very tough kid, and he's going to be a great athlete.
Dave Craig, a touchdown pass. It's now 14-0. Raphael Septien, a 21-yard field goal, 7-3. And here it is, New England 16 and the Colts nothing. New England with the ball on their own 43-yard line. Eason looking deep, reads back short, and he is sacked. Johnny Cook's got it. His 3rd of the year and the 21st for the Colts. They got 6 against the Jets last week, their first of this ballgame.
You may wonder why Eason just stands in there and gets sacked, but he's not looking at blue jerseys. He's looking downfield into a zone coverage. He's looking around, seeing everybody. Now at the very last minute he sees Cooks, but you can't be looking at defensive linemen and wide receivers at the same time. 2nd
down and 18. Drops this one off out of the backfield to Craig Chase. Flag is down. James is down. We're in Maxwell with the play. So we'll have to check out the marker. All of a sudden, Colts defense taking command of the ballgame.
I think they have to come on and make some kind of play because their offense is really not doing anything at this point.
Holding against the New England Patriots. Interesting. 3rd down. I think they'll refuse it here. Make it 3rd down, still be long.
Holding number 76. Declined. 3rd down.
On Brian Holloway.
Holloway is part of that line, which has 3 #1 draft choices, Holloway, Hanna, and Pete Brock, all on the left side, and that's the way they like to run.
3rd down and 23. Patriots do not go to a shotgun. Here's James. 37-yard. The Patriots will run from a shotgun.
Well, I think a lot of teams don't like to use a shotgun because they think it's a pass-only formation, and obviously you can also run from that formation. You can run draws and sweeps and what have you. You can even run quarterback draws out of it. I mean,
you're not very big on quarterback draws.
if I wore a 20 or 30 or 40 number, I'd be big on them. But when they wear those teens,
11s and 12s.
Throw the ball.
10s, 11s, and 12s. You want to throw the ball. Rich Camarillo will be kicking, and Larry Anderson is set for the punt return for the Colts. One of the things the Colts could use right now would be a good punt return to kind of fire up the offense. New England leading by a score of 16-0. There's pressure, but he gets it away. Fair catch is taken at the 22-yard line. A rolling reception. We have 13:33 left to go in the second quarter. A 41-yard kick. The score, New England 16, Indianapolis nothing. We'll be back in a moment. Charlie Jones, Bob Griese, New England leading Indianapolis 60-0. Tony Eason and Derek Ramsey have teamed up on 2 touchdown passes, and then Middleton of the Colts was dropped for a safety, and Frank Middleton gets the call here from the Colt 22-yard line. Has 3 to the 25. It'll be second down and 7. Steve Nelson with the tackle. Let's go to New York.
All right, Charlie, in Cincinnati, the snow hasn't kept Seattle from throwing effectively against the Bengals. Here, Dave Craig, who's 3 of 3, connects with Steve Largent in the end zone. The play covers 12 yards. It is 14-0 Seattle, second quarter.
And don't forget, right now, Seattle, the Raiders, and New England are the 3 teams vying for those 2 wild card spots. Here's Schlichter with a scramble. It's a pretty good move. 31-yard line. Needed 7. He got 6. It'll be third down and 1. Johnny Rimbert makes the tackle. And it was a scrambling play of 21 yards last week against the Jets for Schlichter. He kind of took control of that ball game at that point.
This may loosen him up too, Charlie, because sometimes when you just get in the flow of the game and you just run 3 plays or 4 plays and out, and you really don't feel the heat of it until you start taking off running. Now I guarantee you he feels the heat right now. He's looking, what am I going to do? How am I going to get some yardage? And then how am I going to get down?
Now third down and 1. The Colts have had a problem in short yardage in this game. So they go outside. First down. Randy McMillan picks it up. But if you can't get it inside, try something else.
They've got to make some first downs. They need some continuity on offense. The offense gets better the longer it's on the field. They need to get some confidence, some momentum, and keep their defense off. The defense gets better when they're sitting on the bench, and they can go out and say 3 and out, 3 and out. That builds their confidence. Offensively, their confidence is built when they stay out on the field and they march the ball down the field and then score some points.
That is the first down since the first series of the game. Since the second series of the Colts, remember? Here's Tim Sherwood. Sherwood to the 50. 43-yard line of New England. Ronnie Lippett bumped him out. Back-to-back first downs. First time in the ballgame we remember back-to-back first down. 21 yards on the play.
Good call. Screen pass. Slow screen. By slow screen, I mean these linemen. You'll see this guard right here, the center, and the right guard. They'll all set up, and then all of them will peel out to the left. You'll just see the start of the setup of this screen pass.
And we come back to live action. First down, 43-yard line. The second back is Middleton. And he has 3 yards to the 40. It'll be second down and 7. Steve Nelson makes the tackle. I'm wondering if the Colts should throw on first down, because everybody expects them to run. You expect them to run. I expect them to run. And I'm sure that the defense expects them to run.
I think they need to do some of that, Charlie. They can't get so out of sync that they're unfamiliar with their offense, where they're just throwing entirely on first. But they certainly need to throw maybe 40% of the time, not 50% necessarily, but just loosen it up a little bit where it's run pass on first down.
On the draw, McMillan. 12-yard line. 28 yards, first down. 3 out of the last 4 plays have been first down.
Good call. Right here, the back will sit left and then come over here. Now the man to watch right here is Rimbert. He gets over here and gets out of the position and doesn't make the play. Good call. Little draw. They've been throwing some. Rimbert backs up. McMillan just runs away from it.
And now the Colt offense taking control of the ball game. New England 12-yard line. Patriots leading 16-0. McMillan 5 carries, 40 yards. George Wansley comes in, and he is dropped for a loss. Don Blackman with the tackle, number 55. Blackman has been a big play linebacker for the Patriots.
He certainly has, and 2 of the plays he has made today have not been big plays. that everybody sees in the stats. He didn't get a sack, he didn't get a fumble recovery or an interception, but on the 4th down play early in the game, when the opening drive of the ball game, he got in and messed up the offensive play, and that play right there, he stuffed his man back into the secondary, and now they come up with 2nd and 11 inside the 20-yard line.
Schlichter has pressure from behind, slips away, scrambles for it. 15, 10, turns it, slides, touchdown.
He's a work of art. This is what we said early on. The play is busted right now. Other quarterbacks would have taken the sack, not had the ability to make a positive play out of a busted play. That was a sack as sure as anything. Schlichter, with his ability, can take that and turn it in this situation to a touchdown.
Capping a 78-yard drive with his first career touchdown.
He was even so happy down there, he threw his fist in the air. If somebody had been close to him, he would have knocked him out.
Raul Alegre will attempt the extra point. Ron Stark to hold. It's good. And the Colts are back in the ball game. And now with 9:43 to go in the second quarter, it's a 16-7 contest here in the Hoosier Dome. Masterpiece underway.
He's really gotten back in this game with his athletic ability, his running ability, and not his passing ability. That will come a little later.
Did you notice the face of the kicker? Dean Biasucci looks like he's about 14 years old. Tony Collins on the return to the 25-yard line. We pause briefly for station identification. This is the NBC television network.
This is WBZ TV4 Boston.
I certainly hope Biasucci.
This is Charlie Jones, Bob Griese. We're in the Hoosier Dome, New England 16, Indianapolis 7. Go ahead, Bob.
I was just looking at Biasucci's face mask, and I said, I certainly hope he doesn't have to make too many tackles.
That's right. 22 yards on the return. New England has the ball on their own 25-yard line. Now the Patriots have to regain control. They do lead 16-7, but momentum is shifted. And Craig James is decked by Nesby Glasgow. Woo! Gain of 6 to the 31, 2nd down and 4.
James is hurting. Hog Hanna, 73, will lead and pull this way. Hanna, probably one of the best guards in the National Football League. Goes around 76 Holloway, finds the hole. James says, I like following Hanna. Gets stuck right there.
And you notice that Hanna, he has a small neck brace, but not the large one that he was wearing a week ago. Says he feels better with it this way. Pressure. Eason goes down at the 26.
From the top of your screen, you'll see Johnny Cooks, number 98, on Wooten, 61. He's the man that messes up the protection, then allows the other two Colts to get in there and get a piece of the sack.
Second sack of the ball game for the Colts. Only their 22nd on the year, but they come on strong in that department with 6 last week, and now a pair here. 3rd down and 9 for New England. Eason overthrows his intended receiver. Derek Ramsey, the intended receiver. It will be 4th down and 9. And Rich Camarillo will be kicking.
That was one of the best series that the Colt defense has had in the entire ball game, and it comes following the offense and Schlichter taking him down for a score. The offense has now fired up the defense. They need to work together.
8:17 time remaining first half. Larry Anderson is set for the return for the Colts. He needs 10 or 12 yards on the return to give the Colts good field position. Flag is down. Anderson splits away a couple of would-be tacklers. Returns to the 37-yard line, but there was a flag down on the play.
I believe it's going to be a couple of the linemen downfield a little too early. It looked like a cavalry charge in the middle of the Patriot offensive line.
It is against the Patriots. Tim Golden was the man for the Patriots who made the tackle. Let's see, 37-yard line. Coach would have the ball, or they could kick again. I think I'd take the football. 37 is not that bad a field position.
You're right, Coach.
Well, you've got the football. That's the main thing. Because a lot of things can happen when the ball is in the air. We've got a timeout. 8:07 left to go in the first half. The score, New England 60. The Colts will have the ball. When we come back, they trail by 9. I think he said 81 trying to relive, so I'm not sure. May have said 83. We've got
problems with his mic, but I think now, Charlie, the Colt offense now is at ease. They've taken him down. As we look at some scores, Schlichter has taken him down and scored his first touchdown. The entire offense now is relaxed. Now, the first play was a good play. They just had a little offensive holding on it, but I think they're more relaxed at this point.
And it's first down and 20. Key here, don't try to get it all back at once. Here's McMillan. Well, he didn't get any of it back. So it'll be second down and 20. I don't want to belabor a point, and I'm sure, you know, there's always method in all of it, but let's go first to the telestrator.
Watch Ken Sims, number 77. He's going to make a move right around in here, and he's going to be waiting for the ball carrier. It's a little stunt. Sims comes around and says, here I am.
Oh, that's tough. That is tough. Hello, number 77. He's wide enough to have another number and be an area coach.
Those defensive stunts on first down mess up the blocking assignments.
And the Patriots have their first sack of the ball game as Schlichter goes down.
Steve Nelson, 57, just having a great year. Leads the team in tackles. Has been close to the Pro Bowl for several years. This year, he's right up there and hopes to be there.
It'll be third down and 29 yards. Number 57, Steve Nelson, with that sack, is fourth of the year, first of the ball game.
That's a situation there. Young quarterback. Really, when the play developed, there was no receiver. Should have gotten rid of the ball. Throw the ball away. Don't take the sack.
Third and 29. Sweep left, McMillan. Back to the 22-yard line. So it'll be fourth down, and the kicking team will come aboard. Again, it was Steve Nelson who made the tackle. There'll be a special feature on Steve Nelson by NFL 84 on the Thanksgiving Day game. New England and the Dallas Cowboys on NBC.
Nelson means a lot more to that defense, too, Charlie, than just leading the team in tackles. An inspirational leader, outstanding player.
So Ron Stark. Fourth down and 25. The ball on the 22 will be kicking to Irving Fryer. Doesn't turn over. Fryer is headed towards the 50, but got stopped at the 49 as he was brought down. Mike Humiston was there. 42 yards on the kick. Touchdowns in the ball game. The intended receiver, Mark Kapetsis, was there for the defense.
It's a big series for the Patriots. They've got great field position. They're on their own 49-yard line. Great area to try and throw on first down, which they just did. Lou Erber in the press box sends the plays down. Steve Grogan, they go through Steve Grogan. Cleve Bryant sends them into Eason.
And Eason, the hottest quarterback in the NFL over the last 3 weeks. Drops this one off to Tony Collins. Collins swinging out of the backfield. And he'll pick up 7, maybe 8. Let's see where they mark it. Barry Krause with the tackle. The Patriots with 3 excellent running backs, with Craig James has that right shoulder problem that we talked about. Tony Collins, mostly Tutupu. Of course, Tutupu gets a workout on the special teams. 3rd down and 2. 43-yard line. There's a gain of 8 on the play. Eason dumps it off to Collins again. He cuts back, stretches out, 40-yard line. He'll have the first down. Barry Krause, the leading tackler on the Colts, brought him down.
You can really see the polish of a Tony Eason as compared to Schlichter. Watch right here. Hanna is the guard, 73. He'll pull out. The wide receiver comes right out here. Eason will drop straight back and look downfield and then dump it out to his receiver. Good play.
Eason has completed 11 of 18, 99 yards. He's thrown for a pair of touchdowns. Collins pops through in the quick opener, 28-yard line. First down. Cliff Odom, in reality, saved a touchdown.
You know, it's nice to have a guy like Tony Collins come off the bench when your Craig James gets hurt. Mostly Tutupu is used on the special teams. Collins, as we said, has been playing on the kickoff return team. All-Pro last year, but they've gone to a 2 tight end system this year with only 1 back in the backfield, and they feel like Tony's not as good at that as he is 2 backs.
The Detroit-Chicago game is kind of closing up. 29-yard line, they say, first down here. Eason has time, overthrows. And Stephen Starring was open and wide open. It'll be 2nd down and 10, 29. A lot of people wonder, I wonder, you've been in that situation. He is wide open. You got time to throw. Why do you miss it?
It's just what I was going through my mind. I said, that's easy for you to say it was wide open. You're sitting up here. What happened was Starring came from the far right side and was running a crossing pattern. Now, the receivers in the middle of formation and the left were going through down the field, so they were clearing. So everything just cleared at the right time. Eason had to get rid of the ball, and he had to hang it. And by the time you saw it, he was wide open.
Tony Collins. 26-yard line, gain of 3, 3rd down and 7. Donnell Thompson making the tackle for the Indianapolis Colts.
Donnell Thompson was suspended the first 4 games of the year, had a big game, signed a new contract, came back with the Colts, worked himself back into shape, and had a big game last week against the New York Jets.
3rd down and 7, 26-yard line. 16-7, New England leading. Derek Ramsey. Ramsey, does he make it? Yes, he does. He stumbled, but he has his 3rd touchdown of the game.
The Colts were in an all-out blitz, Charlie, something that they haven't done a lot since early in the season. Everybody is blitzing. Nobody is open at this point. 56 is Maxwell. You'll see him right there. He's responsible for Ramsey. Doesn't cover him, then tries to get there late and do some damage. But when you blitz, everybody is in man-to-man coverage, and you can't have any breakdowns.
Derek Ramsey, 5 receptions, 80 yards. Action before the snap on the extra point attempt. Now, Ramsey's last 3 catches have all been for touchdowns. He's got a nice streak going.
I'd start looking for him down near the goal line, I believe.
I'd start looking for him right out of the box. The penalty against the Patriots. Tony Eason to hold. Guy Morris with the snap, and Tony Franklin to attempt the extra point. Now a 24-yard extra point. But he's got it. The score, New England 23, Indianapolis 7. 3:04 is the time remaining in the first half. We'll be back with the kickoff in just a moment. Seattle is leading Cincinnati in their ball game. Raiders host Kansas City later on today. New England is leading here 23-7. Now the Patriots' 4 losses have come against teams with a combined record of 28-5. Miami twice, Denver and Washington, they're all leading their division. Here's Phil Smith from the 6-yard line. To the 20, to the 23, or maybe the 24.
You know, Charlie, if
Ronnie Lippett was here. Go ahead,
excuse me, if there is a tie as far as the wild card race is concerned too, there's about 6 or 7 factors that separate the teams. First, of course, is head-to-head competition, but on down is number of points scored. And Raymond Berry was put in an uncomfortable position last week of having to go in and score points against, I believe it was the Buffalo Bills,
yes.
Because that is one of the criteria for getting into the playoffs. Three different ones have points or touchdowns, and I think there's only 6 criteria, and half of them deal with scoring points. Uncomfortable, but he had to do it.
That's the way the rule reads. Indianapolis from their own 24-yard line, and Schlichter comes out throwing. It's there on target. First down, Tracy Porter. No, they're going to rule him out. Porter ran an excellent pattern. He came down, cut back against the sideline. Have to have both feet inbound, so take it back to the 24. We were talking about Seattle and that defense, and they're leading Cincinnati 17-3.
The booing you hear, the fans are just realizing that the pass was not complete. It was ruled out of bounds. I think it was a good call because the receiver was. We'll take a look and see if we can see where his feet are.
One out.
No, it looks pretty good, Charlie.
What?
We'll take a vote.
Incomplete. The question, though, becomes, you know, on the both feet inbounds, both feet inbounds after possession.
Exactly. We couldn't see from that angle whether he was bobbling it or not.
Today's telecast, presented by authority of the National Football League, intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the Indianapolis Colts and the National Football League is prohibited. Art Schlichter now has completed 3 of 8 for 35 yards. Scrambled for the only touchdown of the Colts from 13 yards away. 3rd down and 10. The passing offense, the last 2 series, been an almost factor. It's almost there, but not quite. Penalty took him out of it the last series. Scramble. Here he goes. First down. And then out of bounds. 42-yard line. 18 yards. Fred Marion got it.
Frank Kush likes what he sees. One of the things that Schlichter can do, if they're not open downfield, which nobody was open, he has good protection to start off with. Sees a gaping hole. The defensive line does not want to leave that big a gap, and then he has the ability to avoid the defenders and pick up the first down. It's a close call on Fred Marion there, almost up near the head. That had been a personal foul.
From the Colts, 42-yard line, first down. Little play action, pressure. Here's the pass, far side. It's there. Complete. Ray Butler. Butler spinning. Fights his way down the sideline.
Down by Larry McGrew.
25 yards. Larry McGrew with the stop.
This is the type of thing that the Colts need. They need some plays to be made by their big play people. Butler is a big play person for this team. Schlichter can do it for him. Now you have to make some things happen.
First down, Patriots 33-yard line. New England leading 23-7. Here's a counter. McMillan. Do I remember correctly, the last time this part of the field, same play?
We had a shot of it from the end zone then where we showed where the linebacker was out of position. Good blocking again by the Colts. Good call. First down. They're in a passing mode now. Even though it was first down, you see the time of the first half. Draw on first down in that situation was a good call.
2-minute warning will now be given to both benches. The Colts have 3 first downs in a row. The ball at the New England 22-yard line as Indianapolis threatens when we come back. No, he's not.
Yeah, I'm always
McMillan is. You're close.
I'm always pulling for
You're
those
close. No,
quarterbacks.
it is close. Close.
Now they're all up there, Charlie, faking
First down,
the blitz.
22-yard line. Checkoff, throw to the tight end. Checkoff, throw to the wide receiver. Almost intercepted. Oh! Ray Claiborne with excellent coverage on Butler, and he just pinned him against the sideline.
One of the things they're trying to do to Schlichter, he's down near the goal line inside the 20, trying to give him a different look. You see here, all 11 men are up on the line of scrimmage. He's going to try to throw it right out here down the sideline. He just doesn't get the ball up high enough over the top. Throws it too far to the inside. Claiborne is right there. Doesn't make the play. But that's one of the things the Patriot defense is trying to do to the young Schlichter.
22-yard line, second down 10. Has pressure and he goes down. Second sack for New England, and McGrew and Toby Williams will split this one. The ball at the 30-yard line, loss of 8. It'll be third down and 18. The bad news, the ball at the 30. The good news is you have more field to work with.
There was really nobody downfield, but the thing Art has got to realize is when the party's over, get rid of the football. Throw it somewhere where a receiver is close by to avoid the sack.
They're down 18. Dancing around, throwing on the run, completes this one to Tracy Porter. Porter to the 17-yard line. Gain of 13 on the play, so it'll be fourth down and 5, and the field goal team will come aboard.
Porter is right here. He's going to come straight down the field and go all the way across. You won't catch it till he's all the way over there. You'll see the coverage on the play was pretty good. He's jammed at the line of scrimmage, and he's going across field. Just continues to move laterally. Quarterback has the time to get it to him.
34-yard field goal attempt by Allegre. He's got it. So the Colts now have 10 points. They trail by 13 with 1:15 to go in the first half.
You know, we're looking at Allegre there, number 2, who just made that field goal. The Colts probably have the 2 best kickers, I believe, in the National Football League. Allegre last year was the alternate for the Pro Bowl. Excellent year last year. He pulled a hamstring. Now he's back. Number 3, they're talking to him, Ron Stark, the leading punter in the National Football League. 2 excellent kickers for the Colts.
And in addition, the Colts carry, who we saw, the rookie free agent from Western Carolina, Dean Biasucci, and he kicks off.
Well, Frank Cush realizes he brought Biasucci, as we see him right here, brought him in when Allegre was hurt and out with a hamstring. Biasucci kicked so well that he says, I'm not going to let this guy go. He may maybe get something in a trade for him later on in the year or next year. So he's sacrificing one player on his roster to keep 2 place kickers.
Tony Collins is set to return the kickoff of Dean Biasucci. He sails this one. And Collins will run it out from 3 yards deep in the end zone to the 15, to the 20. And it is pushed out of bounds at the 38-yard line. 41 yards on the return. George Radachowski pushed him out of bounds.
We're talking about the excellent kickers that the Colts have. That doesn't follow through as far as their coverage teams, because they're 27th covering the kickoff in the National Football League. On the other side, Collins and the Patriots are number 6th in returning the kickoffs. This is a good reason why. Tony Collins, great speed.
1 minute, 9 seconds time remaining in the first half. Patriots up by 13, 23-10. You go deep. Eason looking deep. Then he drops it off underneath the cover. I'd start looking for him too. It's man of the day, Derek Ramsey. 3 touchdown receptions. And the hurry-up offense for the Patriots.
Craig James back in the ball game. 32.
First down. This one is complete to Greg Hawthorne. He is dropped to the 34-yard line of Indianapolis, and the Patriots will take a timeout, a gain of 18 yards.
A vicious hit by number 40, Vaughn Williams, one of the rookies that come in for the Colts on their nickel defense. Watch Eason, number 11, as he moves around. He steps up inside the pocket, feels where the penetration is, and watch this hit by Williams, number 40, right there.
The man from Stanford, the free agent Vaughn Williams, dropping him at the 34-yard line. Hawthorne is being attended to at that point.
It's Cleve Bryant on the sideline talking to Eason. What they're talking with Lou Herber upstairs. What do you like? What defense do the Colts use in their 2-minute defense? Trying to find out some plays. They want to get down and at least get a field goal out of this situation. Greg Hawthorne seems to be all right when you're down. When you get hit like that, the first thing you want to do is check all your parts. You want to see if your left arm and your right arm. You want to see if usually you're not breathing too well. Most of the time the wind just knocked out of you. Just takes a little time when you're back going.
The ball at the Colts 34-yard line. First down for the Patriots. 39 seconds left to go in the first half. Both teams with 2 timeouts remaining in this half. Eason, and he is wrapped up by Leo Wisniewski, the nose tackle for the Colts. That is the 3rd sack for Indianapolis in the game.
Wisniewski's on a hot streak. Last week against Joe Fields, the center for the Jets, he had 3 sacks. Fields, a Pro Bowl center. Wisniewski really playing well, but that is one of the things that'll stop a drive quicker than anything. You know, the quarterback's back there having a hot day. If you can't throw from their back, good rush by Wisniewski.
We were talking with Pete Brock, the center for the Patriots, number 58, before the ball game. And it is snowing. In case you joined us, it's snowing outside of the Hoosier Dome. I said, hey, it's nice to be inside. He said, I don't know. He says, we always play well in the snow.
They certainly do.
Second down and 16. 35 seconds. Time remaining in the first half. The Patriots now with 1 timeout. The Colts with 2. And don't forget at halftime, stay with us, NFL 84, all the scores and highlights from around the National Football League. And don't forget to join us on Thanksgiving Day with an exciting interconference NFL action. The Dallas Cowboys will be hosting the New England Patriots. It'll be all the trimmings. Started to say it'll be a turkey, but it's not. It's going to be a great ball game. Had to think past that one for a moment. Your team plays here Thanksgiving Day on NBC Sports.
And we're going to have a special on Raymond Berry on Thanksgiving Day.
And also, I think, a little feature on Steve Nelson.
Steve Nelson. Yes.
Is Tom Landry going to retire?
You know,
I don't think he will.
I think if they have a good year, he may, but I don't think he would want to retire on an off year. He's won too many years.
You know what Tom Landry said about Raymond Berry? He said, and Raymond did this. He'd always been very methodical. You'd sit down to have dinner, and he would chew every bite 100 times. I mean, he just everything very methodical. He said, the game will be over before he makes his first decision. He was kidding about that. Second and 16. Over the middle, the tight end, Derek Ramsey, almost breaks a second tackle, and the flag goes down. The play moved to the 26-yard line, a gain of 14, then we'll sort out the flags. It seems only fitting and proper that here in Indianapolis, the home of the 500, that there be another yellow flag.
Oh, wait a minute.
Personal foul, number 56, half the distance, first down.
It'll be on Vernon Maxwell, the NFL Defensive Rookie of the Year last year.
Right here we see Ramsey. First time in the history of the New England Patriots that a receiver has caught 3 touchdown passes in one half.
I'm not sure I agree with that penalty. You call him for piling on, getting there a little late. He didn't spear. He came over the top of him. He was already committed.
The point is, the young Colts make another critical mistake, gives the Patriots a chance to score.
13-yard line, first down, 27 seconds left in the first half. Over the middle, incomplete. Craig James, the intended receiver, bad shoulder and all. They were right. He is back in the ballgame, as you mentioned earlier.
Patriots, Charlie, are playing for a playoff spot. There are 5 games left, but there's no secret about it. They're not going to win their Eastern Division title. The Dolphins are going to win that, but they're playing for the playoffs. The Colts are playing to improve. Schlichter may be the quarterback of the future. Their defense has a lot of young players. They've got to start playing together and making some plays. The ball has been tipped and batted, and they haven't come down with it.
As you can tell from that graphic, the Patriots have been a come-from-behind team. It'll be interesting to see how they fare when they're out in front. They haven't been there that often at halftime.
2 times this year.
Eason has completed 15 of 24, 166 yards, 3 touchdowns. He'll scramble, and a stiff arm, and a headbutt at the 10-yard line. Now, Eason has scored 4 touchdowns this year rushing, but he remembers only 1 of them because of the other 3. He's had collisions right at the goal line. So I'm surprised he didn't go into the slide.
Well, he didn't slide very well there. He needs to work on his slide. I'm sure Steve Grogan, his backup quarterback, his partner on the sideline, can give him a few directions. But after the one touchdown, he did remember scoring. He did act like a wide receiver, slam the ball, give it the high fives and all that other business.
Well, you're supposed to. You're supposed to celebrate. Patriots using their last timeout. We have 10 seconds left to go in the first half. It will be 3rd down and 7, the ball at the 10-yard line. I am assuming here that Eason will throw into the end zone. He'll throw to Derek Ramsey. If it is incomplete, they'll go with a field goal attempt. I mean, Ramsey's on a roll. He's got 3 touchdown passes.
There's no question about it, and he's going to be looking into the end zone. Even if he scrambles, which is the caution that they have to talk about at the end of this conversation, when they find out what play they're going to run and all the strategy of throwing it into the end zone, you've got to talk about getting sacked, number 1, and avoiding getting sacked, and number 2, if you do scramble and you don't get in the end zone and you don't get out of bounds, the time can run out. So you have to throw the ball. You can't scramble and just get tackled.
Now, Steve Grogan just talking to Tony Eason. I'm sure that's what he was saying. By the way, you know, you get in trouble if it's not there, through the end zone, and then we'll try and go for the 3. You know, Eason has a young-looking face also.
He certainly does, and I can see, you know, last year I saw him play, and he made then some of the mistakes that Art Schlichter is making now. And you look at Eason now, how polished he is, how cool in the pocket he is. He stands in there, moves around, shifts his feet a little bit. Schlichter has that same ability. I think in time, he's going to be a good quarterback in this league.
3rd down 7, 10-yard line. 10 seconds remaining in the first half. Just a timing pattern in the corner. The race is on. It's incomplete. Stephen Starring, the intended receiver. It'll be 4th down and 7. And that play took only 3 seconds. And Tony Franklin will come in with his first field goal attempt of the ball game. He has hit on 12 of his last 13. And by the way, happy birthday, Tony. He's 28 years old today.
What a good year he's having, too, Charlie. After problems last year with Philadelphia, was released, came in here as a free agent, and really has been had a new beginning.
From the 27-yard line, or 27 yards away, Franklin is 7 of 7, and now 8 of 8 inside the 30-yard line. 27 yards away, and the Patriots stretch the margin to 26-10. As we are 3 seconds away from halftime, so we will have time for the kickoff. Raymond Berry making his notes once again. Frank Cush on the near sideline. In that drive, it took 8 plays, 52 yards, 8 plays. Took 1 minute and 6 seconds using the timeouts of the hurry-up offense.
Plus, they got some help from the defense, a couple of penalties. That always helps an offense. You don't have to get all the yardage yourself. If the people that you're trying to get it against will help you with penalties, that always gives you a positive feeling offensively. You can say, wait a minute, they're not trying to stop us, they're helping us. So it gives you a feeling of, hey, we can get this done.
Inside of the 2-minute mark in the first half and the second half on a kickoff, the clock does not start until the ball has been touched in the field of play. So time won't run out while the ball's in the air. It'll run out during the return. So if it goes into the end zone, it is better not to try and run it out. Just doubt it. You'll have the ball at the 20 if you want to go for a long pass.
I doubt if you'll, very seriously, if you'll kick it deep where they can get a return or into the end zone and probably squib it into the field of play.
That's exactly what they do. It's just fair catch is called for at the 49-yard. Now, fair catch on the kickoff. Fair catch. The Colts can take a field goal attempt, and the defense has to stay 10 yards away. This is a free kick situation, and that's what they're going to do. You see this very seldom. And Allegre is coming in. Now the Patriots cannot line up at the line of scrimmage. It was a fair catch. They've got to stay 10 yards away.
Now, can Allegre take a running start?
Oh, yes, yes.
This is like kicking off.
Yes, and that's what the officials are now going to check it out, but that's what it is. It'll be an attempt of 61 yards.
Now, this is interesting that they're letting Allegre do this because Biasucci is the one that has set the record for kicking the ball off into the end zone.
That's right.
They obviously feel like Allegre has the leg to get there and better accuracy.
Very smart play calling for the fair catch. Same thing applies fair catch on a punt.
Now, wait a minute, Charlie. The Patriots are lining up on the line of scrimmage. Now they're checking the book. They got to back them up. Yeah, they're going to back him up.
Fair catch. There'll be a free kick.
Right?
No snap.
No snap. That's right.
No snap.
So they right at the point. In other words, they don't have to snap it. He can kick it from 61 yards away.
This is like soccer, my man.
That's very close. Very close. No, but that's right.
We'll have a red card with a yellow flag.
61-yard attempt.
Now, this is interesting to me. The Patriots don't know what to do. They don't know where to line up. They don't know whether to go deep or stay up short. They're all confused. They don't know where line up like a kickoff.
This happens. I've seen it happen twice before in 25 years of broadcasting pro football, and both times were in preseason. First time I've seen it in regular season.
Okay. Did they make the kick?
Neither time. Neither time. The longest this year of a field goal that was successful at Cox of Cleveland is a 60-yarder. Dipsy's NFL record is 63 yards. This will be a 61-yard attempt.
The other thing is the Colts. We talked about the Patriots not knowing where to line up. It's a free kick with no snap.
Right, just like a kickoff. You can use kickoff formation.
So the Colts don't know where to line up.
That's right.
They line up like, were they supposed to line up?
Just like a kickoff.
Kickoff.
Just like a kickoff.
And if it goes through the uprights,
3 points. 3 points. Little added tidbit here at the end of the first half.
You see the coach.
But the interesting thing is, right, not a lot of people are aware, like you said, of the players. Where do I go? Wait a minute. Let's go. Let's get reorganized.
The coaches on the sideline, the assistants for the Colts, are explaining to them that it's like a kickoff. You have to go down and cover it because they can run it back. Allegre, he's out there saying, hey, I'm going to kick this ball through the uprights and we're going to have 3 points. Don't have to worry about all that. Just line up and I'm going to kick it.
And if it's successful, it would make the score 26-13. And the margin would be 13 points.
Well, the thing about it would do for the Colts would give them an added bonus, little incentive going in at halftime. It would take something away from the field goal that the Patriots just kicked.
And in addition, it would probably take half of New England's halftime away from them, because you know they're going to discuss what happened and what's the rule on that. When you go, wait a minute, what's going on?
There you see the distance that a kick has to cover.
Yeah, now you cannot use a kicking tee, and so Ron Stark will be the holder. And interesting, the Colts knew part of it. They knew that they could have a field goal attempt. They didn't know that it could be here without a snap.
It's going to be 61 yards.
Yep.
Placed on the 49-yard line, the 10 yards of the end zone. Now, this is within his range. A lot of times the kickers will kick off No, he's only going to be able to take his normal steps.
See, that's all he wants to. He can take whatever he wants to. This he's very comfortable with here. It's short. And after all of that, Roland James will down it in the end zone. Now, we still have 3 seconds, and New England will get the ball. And they're going to say, of course, following a field goal attempt, that is no good. We get it back at the line of scrimmage.
For the 61-yard attempt. No good.
And if they do, they'll throw it deep into the end zone, see if they can get something.
And the officials, what happened in reality is that they did not start the clock with the kick. And now the officials wound down the clock. And they said, that's the end of the first half. We don't want to face this anymore. Let's go into halftime, and we'll talk this over. So in the first half, it is New England 26 and the Colts 10. Art Schlichter scrambling for the Colts touchdown. We're in the Hoosier Dome, 26-10, Patriots at halftime. We're back at the Hoosier Dome, but let's go back a day in time. Yesterday, halftime of the Purdue-Indiana game, the old Oaken Bucket, and my partner Bob Griese was honored by the National Football Foundation Hall of Fame. And we have some videotape of halftime. Tell us about it.
Well, I fooled him again, Charlie. No, it's a very nice ceremony at Purdue University. I'll be inducted into the College Football Hall of Fame December the 4th in New York, and it was a real honor for me to be honored in this way. I think back to my college days at Purdue, Jack Molenkoff, the head coach, of course, Red Mackey, the athletic director, and Dr. Fred Hovde, the president at that time. I don't think there couldn't have been a better trifecta anywhere. I mean, they were great people, and the college days are some of the best days of your life. And
one other thing that we might mention is that Purdue was trailing at halftime and came from behind to win the ball game. And you were there with the Purdue terrible towel. You were whipping out the crowd, right?
I pulled my yellow towel out and got them fired up.
All right. And it couldn't happen to a nicer guy. Congratulations, Bob.
Thank you, Charlie.
All right. And we'll be back after these messages and a word from your local station. Colts side, 102 yards. That's to be expected. Passing on the Patriots side, 148 yards. And that's also to be expected.
And both teams have no turnovers, which I think is very important. You have young quarterbacks. Of course, Eason doesn't turn the ball over very often, and I'm sure the Colts with Schlichter are very concerned about it.
Schlichter completing 5 of 11, 1 reception by 5 different receivers. And here is Art Schlichter. First half's out of the way. He's got to be settled down now. The butterflies and the frogs, everything, they have to be gone by now.
He is ready to play, and of course, there's another half to play. The Patriots have been known this year for playing very well in the second half. They have come back and won ball games in the second half, but they haven't been this far ahead in any of those games, so it'll be interesting to see how they react.
Dean Biasucci will be kicking off for the Colts to open the second half, and Tony Collins is the deep back. From the 7-yard line to the 15. And across the 25 to the 26-yard line. 19 yards on the return by Tony Collins. Mike Humiston making the tackle. New England going with Tony Eason at quarterback. Craig James started as the solo back, or the remaining back. Collins replaced him because he has that shoulder, so they'll both be in there. We'll see Bo Robinson in as a lead fullback. Stephen Starring and Stanley Morgan, your basic wide receivers. Lynn Dawson, Derek Ramsey, your 2 tight ends. Holloway, Hannah, Brock, Wooten, and Haley, the offensive line for the Patriots. We start the second half. 26-10, Patriots lead. Fake to James, quick screen, far side. Stanley Morgan. Morgan to the 37-yard line, pickup of 11 and a first down. Vernon Maxwell with the tackle, and that is Morgan's first reception in the ball game. Defensively for the Colts, Donnell Thompson, Wisniewski, and Blaze Winter, that front 3 that we'll mostly see. Check of the scoreboard. Detroit now leading Chicago 14-10. So Detroit coming from behind against the Bears out in front at this point. Cooks, Odom, Krause, and Maxwell are the basic linebackers, with Davis and Daniel on the corners, Kavansas and Glasgow at the safeties. First down, New England, their own 37-yard line. Here's James, bad shoulder and all, just barely gets to the line of scrimmage. Donnell Thompson is there. Second down and 10.
Eason continues to be the hottest quarterback in the NFL in the last month. Charlie, he's thrown 3 touchdown passes in the first half, 15 of 28, 167 yards, but favorite target has been Ramsey, 7 catches, 3 touchdowns.
Greg James, 28 yards rushing in this game. He has totaled 278 yards rushing in the last 3 games. Season high 120 against Denver. A little play action to James. Eason looking right, shut off there, looks left, steps away from Thompson, throws back over the middle. Pass is complete to Lynn Dawson. Excellent evasion by Tony Eason. Shows you what a quarterback can do when he can move around.
I don't think you see any successful teams these days without a quarterback that can move. All of them have mobility. They can move outside the pocket, avoid the rush. If you don't have a quarterback, for instance, it can move. You can only sit in the pocket. The defenses are sophisticated enough that they'll break down the pocket, get in his face. I think the only one I can think of is Fouts. Fouts throws it so quickly, he can avoid that penetration.
3rd down and 3. Here's James cutting back in and will not pick it up. Wisniewski brings him down. So it will be 4th down, and Rich Camarillo will be kicking to Larry Anderson. Fourth down and 2, a gain of a yard on the last play. Nice average for Rich Camarillo, coming back off of that leg injury. Another good one. Bounces inside the 5, and trying to tip it back was Paul Dombrowski. 55 yards on the kick.
Great effort.
We'll take a timeout. We'll be back in just a moment. New England leads 26-10. This is Charlie Jones and Bob Griese. Indianapolis 10, New England 26. 12:29 time remaining, 3rd quarter, and the Colts have the ball at their own 20-yard line. Art Schlichter, the quarterback, and the Colts open up throwing, going to the far side to Ray Butler, and it is incomplete. Ernest Gibson had the coverage. Let's check the scoreboard. Giants now leading St. Louis 9-7. When you talk about this season of the National Football League, you're always going to have to talk about the Giants having a great. Washington by 1 over Philadelphia in the 3rd. Well, the Eagles are tough. They gave Miami all they could handle. Green Bay 24, the Rams 6. So the Rams are kind of a roller coaster, up and down. You never know what they're going to do. And here it is, New England 26 and the Colts 10. 2nd down and 10. Colts have thrown 20-yard line. McMillan, and he'll pick up 3, maybe 4 yards on the play. Let's see where they spot the ball. Toby Williams makes the tackle. Offensively, Middleton and McMillan, the running backs. Tracy Porter, Ray Butler, the wide receivers. Tim Sherwin, the tight end, with Wright, Utt, Donaldson, Solton, Mills, that offensive line. And Ted Peterson has now replaced Steve Wright at left tackle. Defensively for the Patriots, Sims, Owens, and Williams, your basic set. Tippett, Nelson, McGrew, Blackman, the linebackers. Gibson and Claiborne on the corners. James and either Marion or Sanford at the safeties. And, of course, and the special teams, Paul Dombrowski and Mosi Tatupu. Mosi, bothered by a bit of a hamstring as Schlichter goes deep into coverage, and it is incomplete. Ernest Gibson, the rookie out of Furman, just pinning Tracy Porter against the sideline.
Exactly right, Charlie. Good coverage by the rookie. He had the sideline going for him. Really no place to go. Made up the distance and made the play.
So bring the ball back to the 22-yard line. It'll be 4th down and 8. And that means that Ron Stark will be coming in as Schlichter comes to the sideline. Stark, a 35.8-yard average in this game, way below his season average of 45.4, tops in the NFL. Irving Fryer set for the return. Has pressure and hangs at Fryer, a fair catch, and takes it on the run at the 45 or the 46-yard line. 32 yards on the bunt by Ron Stark. We've got a timeout, and the Patriots lead by 16. By the difference.
New England is doing one thing to him, and that is they're rushing him every time. They have 10 men up there. They're either sending all 10 of them. One time they dropped them back. The other thing they're doing is they have Irving Fryer back, and he is one of the best return men in the National Football League. So he wants to get it off quickly, but also he wants to kick it away from Fryer.
So that combination has given the Patriots good field position. Here is Craig James. He'll lose a yard, maybe two. The line of scrimmage, the New England 46-yard line. Leo Wisniewski makes the stop at the 44, so it's a loss of a couple. It'll be 2nd down and 12. So the Patriots haven't been able to mount any type of a rushing attack, but when you've got that combination of Eason to Ramsey for 3 touchdowns, you don't have to worry about your running game that much. 2nd and 12. Moving on the 11-minute mark. Time remaining in the 3rd. Eason has pressure. Drops this one off. Derek Ramsey. Ramsey fights his way back to the 40-yard line. It'll be a loss of 4. And 3rd down and 16. Again, number 69, Leo Wisniewski. Then number 99, Donnell Thompson for the Colts. Now let's check the scoreboard. See what else is going on in the National Football League. Seattle defense does it again, 17-6 over Cincinnati. Cincinnati with a good win last week. Philadelphia now leading Washington. Washington, they're hanging in there, but then then they start slipping. You just never know what they're going to do. Over the middle, knocked away. Good defensive play. I don't agree with the flag. Hawthorne, the intended receiver, Vaughn Williams, I thought he timed it perfectly.
Zone coverage. You hear us talk about zone. Here's a linebacker. He's going to drop to this area, and this linebacker here, the wide receiver, is going to come down and get behind him. This man will go to the deep middle. They'll try to throw it to him right in between the linebackers and the deep coverage. Linebackers take their drops. The wide receiver comes behind him, in front of the deep man. Perfect throw. Close play.
20-yard penalty. 1st down, 40-yard line. Here's Craig James. And James has 3 yards to the 37. It'll be 2nd down and 7. Barry Krause with the tackle. I don't want to argue with the officials, but I thought he timed it perfectly.
The point is, Charlie, that the young Colts are making mistakes. They don't need to make those mistakes. They're not good enough to give a team those many penalties and help them out down the field.
Eason dropping it off. Then Dawson pulls it in and then pulls down the far side to the 22-yard line. Gain of 15 and a 1st down. Barry Krause finally got to him at the 22. Oh, it's a long afternoon, Frank.
You know what, he's covering his face up because Daniel, number 38, Eugene Daniel, who is a free agent, not a free agent, but a rookie, missed the tackle. He should have made the tackle, came up, saw the play, and flat out missed the tackle. Gained 10 more yards on the play.
Daniel taken in the 8th round of the draft out of LSU. 1st down at 22-yard line. Here's Craig James. Dave just plows his way to the 13. He picks up 9. It'll be 2nd down and 1. Esby Glasgow brings him down.
James has got a lot of shiftiness in him. He's got the speed, but he also has the ability to break tackles. When he knows he's going to get hit, he just kind of lets his body go heavy. Right here you see him break that tackle, gets about 3 or 4 more yards.
Interesting note on him. When he came to the ball club, he played 2 seasons in the USFL, played his collegiate ball at SMU. The Patriots kind of wondered if he was tough enough. Not only does he show he's tough enough, remember he's had a shoulder that's popped out, they put it back, and he's back in the ball game. No question there. Eason fired. Cedric Jones. They'll mark it at the 7-yard line. Preston Davis was there for the defense. It'll be 1st down goal to go at the 7. And now Tony Eason just picking apart the defense. He looks like he's a 6- or 7-year veteran.
He's very confident. He looks into the end zone. He saw his man was covered, and then he comes back out to his outlet. Cleve Bryan on the right signals the play in. He gets the play from upstairs. Steve Grogan, 14. They talk it over. Grogan feels much more a part of the offense, even though he's on the sideline now that he's got the headphones on.
That was Eason's 20th completion. So in each of the last 4 games, including this one, he's completed 20 passes, and here he pays the price as Vernon Maxwell gets to him. 4th sack for the Colts.
Maxwell is a much better player if they do not line up a tight end over him or do not block him with an offensive lineman. He is an outside linebacker, and if he can get into the backfield, he can just explode against the back and make some things happen. But if they put a tight end over him, he's really just an ordinary player.
12-yard line, 2nd down, goal to go. Touchdown. Stanley Morgan. For Stanley, that is his 4th touchdown of the year, his first of the ball game, and he needs to work on that little spiking move of his over the shoulder.
It wasn't the best. You'll see the lineman crossing, defensive lineman in blue, do a little cross, good protection, throws it over the linebacker, touchdown. Good throw.
Eason now has thrown for 4 touchdowns, completing 21 of 31 for 215 yards. Tony Franklin with the point after, and he splits it. And so the Patriots, with now 8 minutes and 4 seconds to go in the 3rd, are out in front, 33-10. Stanley Morgan holding all of New England's receiving records with 1 exception. That'll be touchdowns. Gino Cappelletti holds that record with 42. Morgan's touchdown here was his 41st in his career. So he just 1 away from tying Gino and 2 away from breaking it as Tony Franklin kicks off. And Phil Smith is to the 10, the 15. And in trouble. And that is it. Brian Ingram got him. He was the first man there. 14 yards on the return. Now we're in a learning process for a young quarterback. Game 33-10. You're down by 23 points. What do you work on, Bob?
You have a quarter and a half left. You got 7:55 in the 3rd quarter. He needs all the snaps he can take. He needs all the playing time. You can't do it in practice what you can do in a ball game. You can't do it in the off season. You can't do it just talking about it. So this is a ball game. On the line, they're playing for real. It's not tag, it's tackle. So go out there and learn from these experiences.
Incomplete. Tracy Porter, and the flag will come down. Crowd wanted it, wanted pass interference, and they got it.
Pass interference, number 43, 1st down.
On Ernest Gibson.
One of the things I used to do, Charlie, is after the ball game was over with and we'd seen the films on Monday, take the films myself and see where I as a quarterback could have improved, how I could have thrown this ball. It could have been thrown more to the inside. He threw it a little bit behind him. Maybe the wide receiver came in too far. But you learn by watching films and saying what I was thinking about.
1st down at the 34. Yeah, come on, Art. Get a block. I couldn't pull it off. Andre Tippett picks up his 11th sack of the season, 3rd of the ball game. Now he is the leading linebacker in that category. Is coming into the day. Mike Merriweather of the Steelers and Lawrence Taylor of the Giants, they had 9.5, so he was half a sack ahead.
And you saw him taking down with 1 hand.
Yes.
He's a black belt in karate, so he's got pretty good, strong forearms. But I had to smile. I think Schlichter is kind of smiling when he says, I'm sure one of the guys said, what happened? What happened? He said, the ball slipped out of my hand. That happens sometimes. You're playing indoors, and really you don't get a lot of sweat up. You need some friction on your hand, and the ball actually slipped out of the hand. Bradshaw used to do that all the time.
2nd down, 26, 18-yard line. Randy McMillan. He'll lose a couple. It'll be 3rd down and 28. Don Blackman with the tackle. Julius Adams also there. And this is exactly what we were talking about. These are linebackers, sacks by linebackers.
Outside linebackers. All of them are outside linebackers. Tippett, Merriweather, Taylor, all of them. And the reason they're leading their teams in sacks and right up there in the league is because the 3-4 defense. The linebackers on the outside and the 3-4 blitz a lot more. Defenses are changing with the 3-4.
It's wobbly, it is high, it is intercepted at the 40-yard line. Rick Sanford with the interception. And he wanted them to blow the play dead. He was, but nobody had touched it. And they're going to mark it down at the 38-yard line.
I know Frank Cush is thinking right now that he has to go through this type of situation for Schlichter to become a pro quarterback. Schlichter's not happy with the way he's playing. That was a terrible pass. He'll admit that. But you have to throw some of those passes, and you have to learn from your experiences. When he watches the game film on Tuesday or whenever, he'll learn from every pass he threw, every read. He'll say, I should have done this better. I should have done that better. It's tough when you're going through it, both as a quarterback, as a head coach, as the fans that are here, as the rest of the team. But in the long run, he has the potential to be the best player on their ball club.
As you saw Seattle out in front of Cincinnati, the Raiders played later. Here's Tony Collins. And that brings up the point from the wild card standpoint. You talked about it in the first half. Is that one of the tiebreakers as you get down for the last spot, or for, you know, once you get in a tie for the tiebreaker or regular season, one of them is points. It's points differential. Now, this means that the Patriots, they need to run up the score.
And Raymond Berry had to make that decision last week, and I'm sure that since he did it last week, he'll do it again. He wants to score as many points as he can.
Play action. Look out. And Eason is down at the 50. Johnny Cooks. And Cooks now has 2.5 sacks in this game. And 4.5 on the year.
Little stutter. Misdirection play, the scouting report play that we showed a little bit earlier, doesn't work too well this time. Cook sees it all the way. Now he's down. Grasp and control. The sack awarded to Cooks.
Eason now has been sacked 25 times this year. 3rd and 21. Here's a screen. Tony Collins. 43-yard line. Fourth down and about 15. Johnny Cooks with the tackle. We're moving on the 5-minute mark. Time remaining in the 3rd quarter. Larry Anderson anticipating the kick of Rich Camarillo. Number 19, Mike Kerrigan, the 3rd quarterback of the Patriots. Patting him on the back, goes over to talk to Steve Grogan. Stevie Kerrigan said, I'm glad it was you that got sacked and that I wasn't out there.
Eason said, you like the way I threw that screen pass? I drawn them all in, just flipped it over their heads.
Camarillo to Anderson. Pressure's on, but he gets it away. Taken by Anderson at the 10. To the 20. And a flag comes flying. Now also there was an official's cap thrown at about the 15-yard line. The cap designation means that one of the members of the kicking team went out of bounds. He cannot come back in bounds and get involved in the play. Once you're out of bounds, that situation, you have to stay out. That's when they throw the cap. That's what it means. A 35-yard kick. Round 12 on the return. And the flag to be sorted out.
First down.
The penalty will take the ball out to the 37-yard line. 33-10, Patriots lead it. We'll be back. At their own 37-yard line, Randy McMillan. And McMillan will pick up maybe a yard. That would be the max that he would get. Andre Tippett with the tackle. And now let's go to the scoreboard. The Giants leading St. Louis by 7 there in the 4th quarter. By 2, I'm sorry. And Detroit by 1 over Chicago in the 4th. Buffalo by 4 over Dallas, 7-3.
That's a big surprise. I wonder what the weather is in Buffalo.
Interesting. Maybe we can check that. A weather report for Buffalo. We have a man on that immediately. Our crack staff is on the phone to Buffalo. And Schlichter scrambles away, and then he is sacked. Andre Tippett with his second sack of the ball game, the 4th for the Patriots. And we have 3rd down. Tippett now with a total of 12 sacks on the year.
I was saying a little earlier, Charlie, with the advent of the 3-man line, you know, a lot of teams have gone to 2 tight ends because those 2 big linebackers on the outside, Tippett is one, Blackman on the other side, they're free to blitz because most teams will send 3 linemen and 1 outside linebacker. The 2 tight ends will stop some of that.
3rd down, 15. And Schlichter is sacked again.
Brought down by Julius Adams.
Julius Adams, the oldest active defensive lineman in the National Football League at age 36, as his 3rd sack of the year, the 5th for the Patriots. Weather report from Buffalo. Cold, overcast, snow on the ground, but it is not snowing now. You like that statistic that you just saw?
-8 yards for the Colts offense. They don't look like they're really excited about being out there and playing. They're behind. This is when they have to suck it up and really go out and learn something from this ball game. They can. Schlichter's trying. The rest of them has to do their job.
Ron Stark will be kicking to Irving Fryer. This time they don't put any pressure on him, but he's been looking at pressure all day, and he just hangs this one up. Fryer takes it with a fair catch at the 37-yard line. 36 yards on the kick, 2:38 time remaining. We're in the 3rd quarter, and the Patriots lead it by 23 points. It's New England 33-10, and the Patriots have the ball, 1st down on their own 37-yard line. Tony Collins. 2 yards to the 39. It'll be 2nd down and 8. Eugene O'Neill, the rookie out of LSU, is the man who made the defensive play. Eugene Daniel, excuse me. Eugene O'Neill. I'm into the writers already. Collins, 6 carries, 25 yards rushing.
Not a bad day for Tony Eason. His 4 touchdowns give him 19 for the year with only 5 interceptions.
Second and 8. Play action, quick screen, Stanley Morgan. Morgan has a block out in front, and he goes out of bounds after picking up the 1st down at the 49-yard line. A gain of 10. Johnny Cooks makes the tackle. Buffalo now 14-3 over Dallas. And the Buffalo Bills, the only team yet to win this year. Cleveland 20, Atlanta 7.
Patriots 49.
And loosening up on the sideline, Mike Pago.
Pago's played very well against the Patriots in the past, and I think the Patriots were expecting to see a little bit of him today.
Over the middle, it is incomplete. Derek Ramsey, is that the first pass he's dropped? No, he dropped one other way. I think he's caught everything else, though, that's been close, including 3 touchdowns. Nesby Glasgow is there for the defense. It'll be 2nd down and 10, New England at the 49-yard line. Don't forget, on Thanksgiving Day, New England leading in this game by 23 at Dallas on NBC, and the Cowboys behind Buffalo. What does that set up that ball game? Bob will be joining Dick Enberg and Merlin Olsen. Little dump pass, and he dumped it right into the crowd. He's going to hear about that when they roll the film.
No. He'll hear about it from his teammates. From the coaches, he'll say, nice play. That's one of the things, even though it looked a little silly, that Schlichter on the other side needs to be able to do. The composure of when everything is up for grabs and the party's over with, get rid of the ball and don't take the sack, even if it's just shoving it off to one of your eligible receivers in the area.
They're down at 10 at the Patriots' 49-yard line. 5 men in the secondary, 3rd down conversions. Collins, the remaining back. Eason slips. Balls, completes the pass. Stanley Morgan takes the hit. For Preston Davis and Von Williams, a gain of 17. 3rd down and 10. They convert it. Patriots retain possession, and the clock moves 1:25 and counting, 3rd period.
Charlie, they just have too much talent at wide receiver and too much speed and quickness for the Colts secondary to handle. I mentioned earlier 4 rookies in this nickel coverage. 27 is Preston Davis. Gets by the jam, gets across the field. That's duck soup as far as Stanley Morgan is concerned. Too much quickness and speed.
17 yards on the play. Now, Stanley Morgan in his career is averaging 21 yards a reception. Eason drops this one off over the middle to Len Dawson, and Dawson to the 23-yard line. He'll pick up the 1st down. Cliff Odom was there for Indianapolis. And so the Patriots continue on their inexorable march.
You know, we talked about the Colt defense and them offensively and defensively trying to get something out of the rest of this game. And of course, when the Patriots score so many points like they're doing, and when they play so well offensively, that gives them a big boost for next week also. I mean, they get their team really going, and their offense feels like it's clicking on all cylinders.
Weathers wide to the far side, starring to the near side. And this one is incomplete to Tony Collins.
One of the tough things the Patriots will have to do is come back in 4 days in Dallas and play the Cowboys out there.
Now, you've had that situation. What's it like?
We did it when I was playing. We had to go in Cincinnati and played in the driving rain, played a terrible game, went back to Miami and came back on Wednesday to St. Louis, played on Thanksgiving Day, and we beat them 54-10 or something.
And you didn't feel like you were prepared, though, for that game.
I didn't think I was ready to play. But you just go out and you relax and say, well, I'm just going to play the way I know how, and everything fell into place.
The 6th sack for the Indianapolis Colts. Now, they had 6 sacks last week against the New York Jets.
Wisniewski, 69, makes the sack. Is that his 3rd sack today? 2nd sack today.
29-yard line, loss of 6, 3rd down 16.
Of course, the Patriots don't want to show Dallas, of course, anything here that may help them for their game on Thursday. They're going to run their basic type offense.
Well, they've shown them 33 points in the first 3 quarters of the play. I think that's enough for Dallas right now. The gun sounds. That is the end of the 3rd quarter. New England 33, Indianapolis 10. And that means that we'll be right back to the Hoosier Dome after these messages from your local station. This is Charlie Jones, Bob Griese, Hoosier Dome, Indianapolis. The Colts trailing the Patriots 33-10 as we start the 4th quarter. New England has the ball, 3rd down and 16 at the Indianapolis 29-yard line. Eason has pressure over the middle. The pass is complete to Greg Hawthorne, but he'll come up way short of the 1st down. Greg Braceland with the tackle. They'll mark it. Johnny Cooks was there. They'll mark it at where? About the 23-yard line, so we'll have a field goal attempt as Seattle, oh, they are tough. 26-6 over Cincinnati, leading by 20.
And they're playing outdoors in the snow.
Snowing in Cincinnati?
Snowing.
I'm glad we're indoors. It's snowing in Indianapolis. I talked to Merlin Olsen this morning, he and Dick Enberg doing the game, the Miami-San Diego game. He said, don't worry, the weather's nice in San Diego. 40-yard field goal attempt by Tony Franklin. A lot of pressure, but he gets it away, and it is good from 40 yards out. So Tony Franklin is hit from 27 and from 40 yards. The score now, the Patriots 36 and the Colts 10. Will be back with the kickoff in just a moment.
Is out. The other 2 have had some injury problems, and they really had to shuffle them around in there. Didn't go the way they wanted it to.
2nd down and 10. Little play action, rolling opposite, and incomplete. Overthrowing Tim Sherwin. It'll be 3rd down and 10, and back to what you were talking about with the Colts. Last year they led the AFC in rushing, and they led it for the first 3 or 4 games of this season. Then the injuries and the makeshift. And Frank Kush he lives and dies by the running game. He really does. I think more so than any other coach in the National Football League.
I think you're right, Charlie. He wants to establish the offense. He said we'll take the air out of it and play with it and just run with it. The first 3 of the first 5 games, the Colts scored 30 or more points. The last 6 ball games, they've only averaged 9 points. So it's really turned around for them. Here we see the last 3 possessions, 3 plays and out.
First down. Ray Butler pulls it down at the 35-yard line, a gain of 16. And the Colt fans have something to cheer about here in the 4th quarter.
And Art Schlichter has something to build on. You know, when you make your first start.
Let me correct. It was Tracy Porter. Excuse me. Go ahead.
Tracy Porter. But when you make your first start, Charlie, you're looking for any good thing that can happen, especially when you're behind as much as you are. The Patriots are a good defensive football team. They are playing tough right now because just as their offense wants to score points, their defense wants to keep them off the board because of the point differential and the playoffs.
And the point differential, again, one of the tiebreakers should there end up a tie for a wild card spot. This one for Butler, and it is too high. 2nd down and 10 at the Colt 35-yard line. Ray Claiborne was there for the defense. Cleveland 23, Atlanta 7. That game in the 4th quarter. And here the score, New England 36, Indianapolis 10. And we have just over 13 minutes to go in the 4th quarter here. Matt Bouza comes wide to the near side. 3 wide receivers for the Colts. Schlichter slips away. Has the first down. Pulled down at the 43-yard line of New England.
Steve Nelson is right here, 57. Now watch the charge. Sims will come inside. Nelson will go outside, and that will create confusion on the offensive line, but also it creates a gap that Schlichter will step up and get through. Now defensively, you don't want that to happen. You don't want the quarterback to be able to see very well.
We come back to live action as Alvin Moore is the ball carrier. Moore has rushed only for 79 yards this year.
A lot of times when you cross your lineman, Charlie, you'll create gaps, and the quarterback, if you have a scrambling quarterback, can get upfield.
He picks up 6, so adds 6 to his total on his first carry. And it will be 2nd down and 4 for the Colts. Moore drafted in the 7th round a year ago out of Arizona State. George Wansley. He may get a yard, but that'll be all as Don Blackman makes the tackle. 3rd down and 3. Now you're in a situation where you have to throw, but the Colts in this situation have a tendency to stay on the ground. They haven't been successful in their short yardage. Only time they've been successful when they could get outside.
I think they're obviously passing first, but they also want to throw some runs in. Talking about Chris Hinton and their offensive line problems, Ted Peterson, number 71 at left tackle, was just picked up this week. He's in there playing right now.
George Wright bothered with a rib injury. Sideline pass. Did he catch it? No. Butler did not keep both feet in bounds. Working right along the sideline. And of course Schlichter then taking the pounding after he got the pass off. In the 4th quarter, NFC East, Buffalo 14 and Dallas 3. Philadelphia still leading Washington. The margin is 6. And New England playing 3 NFC teams in the next 3 games. So they will be a factor in that race.
Dallas is losing and Washington losing. Philadelphia, that's going to be a tight race.
It tightens everything up.
In the East of the NFC. Dallas will really need that ball game on Thanksgiving against the Patriots.
So right now the Colts take a timeout. We'll be back. As a head coach will be 3-1 with the win here today. They lead very comfortably 36-10 with just under 11 minutes to go. 4th down. Just under 3 to go, and Schlichter steps away too soon. And so it'll be 4th down and 8 to go.
He thought it was on 1 and it was on 2.
But now that's what you were talking about, because you can make those kind of mistakes in practice and nothing happens. Here it costs you. Now you remember.
See, he was thinking about the play, the coverage, a lot of things. Thinking about a lot of things. The last thing he was thinking about was a snap count, and he got up there and he forgot it. That happened to me once in a Super Bowl. I turned around and asked Larry Zonk, I said, what's it on? He said 2. Went the line of scrimmage, and it was on 1, and I was the only guy that moved because the defense had heard me ask him, and they thought it was on 2 also.
Incomplete. Butler, the intended receiver. Ray Claiborne was there for the Patriots, and New England takes over on downs with 10 minutes and 50 seconds left to go in this ball game. New England out in front very comfortably at this point, 36-10.
There's a wide receiver here. He's just going to go down and hook. It's a good call. These linebackers will drop straight back into their zones. He just has to throw around them. See him dropping straight back. The receiver has to find the hole. Schlichter just wasn't on time. He threw the ball a little bit too late. It all comes with experience.
New England first down their own 40-yard line. That Mosi? He's in there. He's everywhere. Mosi Tatupu, hamstring and all, special teams captain, an Iron Man, you might say. His 101st consecutive game. He has not missed a game as a pro. Couple of scores. Giants leading St. Louis 16-10. Green Bay running away from the Rams 31-6. Second down and 5, 45-yard line. Mosi comes to the outside, picks up 4 more as he goes to the 49. Barry Krause makes the tackle. It'll be third down and 1. Now, one thing that Raven Berry is doing here is running down the clock. Even though he wants to score points, let's go to the telestrator.
Probably one of the best guards in the National Football League ever. 73, John Hanna. Watch Hanna right here on 56, Vernon Maxwell. Hello.
Even though you might think he was the original Hog, he wasn't. Hog Hanna, Green Bay Packers, formerly All-American University of Arkansas, was the original.
And he's got some family here in Indy.
Third down and 1. Bull Robinson is in the block. The Tupu goes in motion. Little play action fake to Robinson. Doesn't bother anybody. Goes to Lynn Dawson. And Dawson just keeps moving. 36-yard line. Indianapolis territory. He has 15 on the play. Let's go to New York.
Charlie, this was the scene moments ago at Soldier Field. 5 seconds to play. Detroit 14, Chicago 13. The Bears' Bob Thomas drills a 19-yard field goal home. Chicago has it all but wrapped up in the NFC Central. Their record is now 8-4 as they win 16-14. Charlie?
It's been quite an interesting year for the monsters of the Midway. First down at the Colt 36-yard line. 8.5 minutes time remaining here. New England out in front 36-10. Mosi Tatupu leans for a yard to the 35. Donnell Thompson leans against him. It'll be second down and 9. And shortly, those of you in Miami, you'll be leaving us to watch the Miami-San Diego game. And, of course, they will be keeping you informed the rest of the afternoon and the outcome of this game, and not only the one, but the others that we've been talking about. And you'll be joining Dick Enberg and Merlin Olsen in sunny and warm San Diego. Second down and 9. 7:48 and counting time remaining here. Eason throws. Pass is complete to Irving Fryer. Fryer's first reception of the ball game. What a tough young man he is. You know, he had an injury in preseason, came back immediately. He had a dislocated shoulder in the Miami game, came back in a couple of 2 or 3 ball games. Also wears those little boxing gloves on that necklace.
As we look at John Hanna,
he's a fighter.
Blocking. Irving Fryer's a real fighter, Charlie, but he's also a musician. He plays 5 musical instruments.
Is there no limit to this young man's talent?
Say he did a number on that defensive back.
Well, let me write that down. I'll use that again in 2 weeks. Yeah, that's a great line. Tony Eason has completed 28 of 41, 286 yards. He has thrown for a career-high 4 touchdowns. First and 10, 26-yard line to Tupu. 25-yard line. Mosi from the University of Southern California. They'll be going against Ohio State in the Rose Bowl on NBC on January the 1st. Cliff Odom with that last tackle. You notice on John Hanna, we've taken a couple of looks at him. He's not wearing that big neck brace that he had been wearing. And when we talked in the ballgame, he said he was glad because it was to keep his head from moving laterally. He said he felt restricted.
What he did is pinched a nerve in his back, or the top part of his back near his neck, and needed that for the support. But he's happy to be rid of it.
Second down and 9. Tupu takes it at the 21-yard line. Gain of 4, 3rd down and 5. And so what New England does is that they continue to move towards the end zone, and they continue to run the clock.
Tony Eason now is just, with that completion, sets a team record for completions for the New England Patriots. 29 of 42, 290 yards. It's a little bit strange for the score to be 36 to 10 and see the first unit and see him throwing, but as we explained, the point differential late in the ball game going into the playoffs is a factor.
3rd down and 5. Diving pattern into the corner, and it is incomplete. Flag drop. Cedric Jones, the intended receiver, and they're going to call pass interference on Preston Davis. They'll bring the ball to the 1-yard line. A penalty of 20 yards. It'll be 1st down and goal to go.
Pass interference, number 27, 1st and 10 on the 1.
A blitz situation, man on man, just 2 people out there. You have one of their fine receivers against a free agent. One of the problems with the Colts secondary, James Burrows, who normally plays that position, is hurt and was out. Their #1 draft choice this year, Leonard Coleman, the other corner they wanted to come in and play, signed with the USFL. Both corners that they wanted to play are not there, and they're playing with rookie draft choices.
In the block is Bo Robinson. Dawson in motion. Tupu. Touchdown. Mosi Tupu with his 3rd touchdown of the year, playing in his 101st consecutive game. And the Patriots stretch it out to 42 to 10 with the extra point to come. It's 5 minutes and 10 seconds. Time remaining 4th quarter. As Tony Franklin will attempt the point after. Eason to hold, and Guy Morris with the snap. Guy Morris, the snapper, played his collegiate ball at TCU. They've had one of their best seasons in the last 20 years. Even though they did lose to Texas yesterday. Extra point is good. 43 to 10. You could almost say that's enough of a point advantage right now. We'll be back with the kickoff in just a moment. This is Charlie Jones, Bob Griese, 5:10 left to go as Tony Franklin will be kicking off the Patriots. Larry Anderson and Phil Smith are the deep men for the Indianapolis Colts.
Here's Rod Russ, the defensive coordinator for the Patriots.
This one will roll through the end zone, right in the corner now, so it's a touchback. Larry Anderson was hoping it would go out of bounds of the field of play so they would kick again. But we'll bring it out to the 20-yard line. Stay with us for the second half. Our NFL doubleheader on NBC Sports. Our featured game will be the top-ranked Miami Dolphins and their quarterback Dan Marino as they take on Don Coryell and the San Diego Chargers. Many of you will see the New York Jets against the Houston Oilers. So go check your local listings. We always say that. No, just stay with us. Stay with us, and you will find out, and you'll see one of 2 good ball games. Houston's on a roll. They won last week. defeating Kansas City. Let's see what they can do against the Jets when they're at home hosting New York. Screen left side, Alvin Moore. Moore to about the 24-yard line. So it'll be 2nd down and 6. Let's go to the scoreboard.
As we look at these scores, Charlie, you know, we talk about so much about the Patriot offense and the 43 points they've scored, but the defense is really doing a good job too. Steve Nelson said that Rod Russ, the defensive coordinator, is really a genius for what he has done with that defensive team. And when Raymond Berry was given the job, the first thing he did was go out and rehire Rod Russ. Russ says he needs more consistency of his defense, but the way their offense is playing, the defense is playing well, they could be right there.
Schlichter is on target to Tracy Porter. So Schlichter has now completed 8 of 20 passes. They'll mock the ball at the 35-yard line, a gain of 11 and a first down. 4.5 minutes left to go here in the Hoosier Dome.
This pass won't make any difference in the outcome of the ball game, but down the road it'll mean something to Art Schlichter. Threw it between 2 linebackers in his own coverage. Timing was perfect. He can build on that. Positive plays you build on, the negative ones you learn from.
Swing pass out of the backfield of George Wansley. Wansley to the 45. Been out of bounds near the 50-yard line. I think they'll mark at the 49. Gain of 14 and a first down. Now the Colts have won 4 of the last 5 meetings between these two teams, including a sweep of last year. We now have a final end. Green Bay 31 and the Rams 6.
Won 4 of the last 5, Charlie, but they really lost their big advantage, and that's playing at home in Baltimore. They moved to this brand new stadium in Indianapolis, and this stadium is so nice and so symmetrical that everybody comes in here and says it's a football field. They're not playing at in Baltimore, Memorial Stadium, where right, the Colts really had an advantage.
Pass far side to Wansley, and he'll pick up a couple to the New England 49-yard line. 2nd down and 8. Paul Dombrowski with the time. Maybe in time, though, the Hoosier Dome with the crowd will become an advantage.
I think it will. Any home field should be an advantage for the home team, but the Asylum on 33rd Street, I was down in that closed end zone a lot of times and couldn't hear myself think. Had to be an advantage for the Colts when they played there.
Is it an advantage for the Dolphins to play in Miami when you were with them? I think it was an advantage because of the warm weather and the humidity you felt.
The humidity late in the year would have to be an advantage.
2nd and 8. Pass is complete. Bernard Henry with his first reception of the ball game and his 4th of the year. 36-yard line, gain 13, first down. Ronnie Lippett for the Patriots. Defensively, Brian Ingram, Johnny Rimbert, Doug Rogers, Luther Henson, Julius Adams, Ed Williams, Claiborne, Sanford, Reynolds, Dombrowski, and Lippett. So you have backups getting a lot of action here for the Patriots defensively. Offensively, Kevin Call has replaced Mills at that offensive right tackle slot.
Frank Bush has had 3 quarterbacks the last 3 weeks. We mentioned that, but he alternates them in practice.
Alvin Moore. He'll have 5 yards on the play. Luther Henson with the tackle. Now, number 70, Luther Henson. He was with the Patriots, and then he was waived and was on a construction crew. Remember, working with a jackhammer?
Oh, Jackhammer Henson.
Right. And Lester Williams broke his arm, and he came back. And remember that it was Lester Williams that would come by and visit him when he was working on the night shift. On the night shift. That's right. Schlichter 5 straight completions, going for 6. He's got it. 18-yard line, 13 yards and a first down. Ed Williams with the tackle. 3:10 and counting, time remaining in the game. And this is something, what you've been talking about, Bob, that the Colts can build on. There's pressure, a little sidearm that's high. It'll be incomplete, breaking the string. 2nd down and 10. 18-yard line, Alvin Moore, the intended receiver, and Ed Williams, the rookie out of the University of Texas, had the coverage.
Repetition and experience is what he needs. And with a 3-quarterback system, Charlie, you're not going to get that. If you split the time or share the time 3 ways in practice, you're not getting enough snaps. He needs to get at least half of them, and maybe even more than that, because he missed last year. and he sat out, and he's come back this year, and he really hasn't gotten a lot of snaps until the last few weeks. But if you're the starting quarterback and you're the guy that's going to play, you have to be out there going through the plays.
2nd and 10. Pass is complete, coming over the middle. Alvin Moore. Moore to the 13-yard line. So it'll be 3rd down and 4. Tim Golden with the tackle. It is a final. The Eagles do it. 16-10 over the Redskins. Going back to your point of the quarterback taking snaps, you think the starting quarterback should take about 90% of the snaps in practice?
Well, no, I really don't. I think it's a mistake to have the main quarterback, take that many. I think they should split it.
End zone. Touchdown Colts. Bernard Henry. His first touchdown of the season. Schlichter, that is his first touchdown pass.
Well, he'll remember that one, but it's like I said before, he can take that and build on it and learn from his mistakes. He'll be a little bit sore than he normally is on Monday for having all this playing time.
Raul Alegre. Point after is good. So the score is New England 43 and Indianapolis 17 with 2:15 left to go. We'll be back with a kickoff. Football League, he rushed for onside kick, has to go 10 yards, and New England would just fall on it. That was one of the worst onside kick attempts I've seen. It wasn't what he wanted to accomplish. The ruling is the ball has to go 10 yards before it can be recovered by the kicking team. Can always be recovered at any point by the receiving team. Recovered here by New England, and the Patriots will have the ball at the Indianapolis 42.
Now, one of the reasons Frank Kush is so upset is it's not that they don't work on this. They spend a lot of time during the week working on their special teams. These kickers have all week to do anything they want. They go over on the other practice field and just practice their punting or practicing their onside kicks, practicing deep field goals, whatever. They work on that all week. You use it maybe once every 3 games. You ought to be able to do it right.
Mike Kerrigan is now the quarterback for the New England Patriots. And he gives off to Mosi Tatupu, and he'll pick up a couple of yards as we'll now have the 2-minute warning. The score is New England 43, Indianapolis 17. We won't have one here, but we've got one for you. Another fantastic finish. And his record will be 3-1 after taking over the reins of the ball club.
The thing he has really done to this ball club is brought harmony. He said, I'm not going to do many things offensively or defensively. I just want to come in and make the locker room happy. I want to make the players happy. And I want to get in maybe some fundamentals and some offensive balance. Much running is passing. But other than that, he's let Lou Erber, the offensive coordinator, and Rod Rust, the defensive coordinator, handle most of the play calling.
2nd down and 8. Kerrigan's first pass of the season is complete to Clarence Weathers, 27-yard line, gain of 13, and a first down. This is a final. Buffalo with their first win. They do it to the Dallas Cowboys.
Who would have thunk that?
Oh. Now updated standings in the NFC East. Washington, Dallas, and the Giants in the 3-way tie. St. Louis a game back, and the Eagles now 2 back. And don't forget, of course, that New England plays Dallas Thanksgiving Day here on NBC. Now, something about Raymond Berry, as we look at Steve Grogan. He did in practice with John Hanna. He was bothered about the yellow flags. And I believe it was John Hanna. He stood him up, and he said, now, this is the front of John Hanna. You can block the front of John Hanna. And he turned him around and says, this is the back of John Hanna. You cannot block the back of John Hanna. That is a clip. I don't want to see any more clips. And we have not seen a clip by New England. So he does get their attention.
They also gave the chapel service a few weeks back to the Miami Dolphins. The following week, he was named the head coach of the Patriots.
The ball at the 27-yard line for young Mike Kerrigan out of Northwestern. Signed as a free agent in 1982. This is his second year in the NFL. This is his first appearance, first bit of any action all this year. Second game, NFL game that he has been in his career. Here's Mosi Tatupu. And Mosi just keeps fighting his way close to the 20-yard line. He'll pick up about 7. It'll be second down and 3. Glasgow with the tackle. Let's go to New York.
Charlie, here's what happened on the first play from scrimmage today in Buffalo. The rookie from Notre Dame, Greg Bell, goes 85 yards from scrimmage for the Bills against the Cowboys. Longest run in the NFL this year. Longest run ever against the Dallas Cowboys. And look at the final. After 11 straight losses this year, the Bills win it over Dallas 14-3.
Thank you for the update, Bob, and congratulations to Kay Stevenson. It has been a long year for Kay, the head coach of the Bills.
I've played up in that stadium a few times late in the year when it can get pretty cold and pretty windy.
Mosi Tatupu. Mosi to the 10, the 5, he'll score. Mosi, his second touchdown of the ball game. The captain of the special teams for the Patriots. 49-17.
One of the other things that Raymond Berry did when he got there was brought Mike Kerrigan back. Steve Grogan smiling, telling Kerrigan, nice job.
I love it. I love it. You really handed the ball off well to Mosi,
Yeah,
right? Way to go.
Good job.
No, but that's a happy feeling for a young quarterback.
Oh, it certainly is, because he did engineer the drive. He made some plays. Just good running by Tatupu. Played a lot this year, but they really feel he is more valuable to them on special teams than he is on offense. Of course, they have a lot of running backs.
Tony Franklin for the 50th point, and he has got it. New England 5-0. Indianapolis 1-7.
Well, it's got to be a little bit embarrassing on the sideline for Raymond Berry to be scoring these points. I mean, everybody knows and understands why he's doing it, but still, at the same time, it's got to be a little embarrassing to beat your opponent 50-17.
But a very happy time for young Mike Kerrigan. Do you remember the first touchdown drive that you engineered in the National Football League?
Oh, it was so long ago, Charlie, I could never remember that one.
No, it hadn't been that
No,
long.
I was. I remember it was a pass that was to running back by the name of Joe Auer. I really didn't know what I was doing.
Joe
Eason.
Auer, a name from the base. Is he the one that kept the tiger as a pet?
Yes, he was.
Yeah.
Very good. And it was just a short pass over the middle, and he ran it for a touchdown. The first, and I really didn't know what I was doing. I came up the line of scrimmage, and I saw things that I wanted to do. I didn't know how to check off to get to him. The defense at the time, I think it was the Denver Broncos. That was a long time ago.
How many years ago was it?
Well, it's got to be more than 2.
More than 2. And don't forget the second half of the doubleheader, some of you to see. The undefeated Miami Dolphins going against San Diego, and the New York Jets against Houston. Houston winning their first game of the season against Kansas City last week. George Wansley on the return, and he is cut down at the 32-yard line. 39 seconds left to go here in the Hoosier Dome. Bo Robinson was the man who made the tackle. New England 50 and Indianapolis 17 on Thursday, Thanksgiving afternoon. The Patriots will be at Dallas against the Cowboys. The Colts next weekend will be against the Raiders in Los Angeles.
And New England scoring 50 points going to Dallas. You would think they would be on a roll. They've won now 6 of their last 8 ball games. Of course, Dallas, now being tied for the lead in their division, is really going to need to win that ball game.
Here's the screen pass to Wansley. Wansley goes out of bounds at the 33-yard line. He'll get a yard. It'll be second and 9. 32 seconds left to go. Johnny Rimbert was the man chasing him out. You have to wonder now about the Dallas Cowboys. You know, they're on the road. They lose. They're going to be very disappointed. They're going to be up for that ball game. You're going to have a lot of fun with Dick and Merlin.
Well, I think they were embarrassed, Charlie, scoring only
Yes.
3 points, being the first team to lose to the Buffalo Bills. I think part of their problem has been their quarterback controversy down there. Hogaboom and White. Some of the players have sided with one quarterback, and some of the quarterbacks have gone with the other one. I don't think that's healthy for a ball club.
Second down and 9. Schlichter fires. Pass is complete. 50-yard line. Tracy Porter. 24-yard line of New England.
He was lucky to get the fumble back, Charlie.
Johnny Rimbert with the tackle. 22 yards on the play. The clock is stopped with a timeout with 22 seconds. And a chance for us to thank the executive producer of NBC Sports, who's been visiting with us here in Indianapolis, Michael Weissman. The coordinating producer of NBC's football is Ted Nathanson. Today's game was so ably produced by Steve Dance. Lenny Stucker was our director, and Brian Russo, our technical director, and a great group of cameramen on top of every nuance of this game. Good job to everybody. And I'm glad we were indoors and out of the inclement weather. This is the most points scored this year in the National Football League by one team. Half a century.
Coming into this ball game, the Patriots were 9th in the National Football League in points scored. This should move them up a few notches, I would think.
And it also is going to alert the other teams vying for that wild card spot that, hey, we better score a lot of points.
Exactly.
Not only win games, but you got to score points.
I think that word will be spread very quickly.
It has now been received in Denver and is floating towards the West Coast. Interception, the 21-yarder. They're going to rule it no interception. Rick Sanford, who has one in the ball game, and he scooped this one up on the short hop. 15 seconds left to go. Now let's check the scoreboard. First quarter, Jets do it. They're out in front of Houston 7-0. First quarter, Denver, boy, they're tough. I think they're doing it with mirrors. They're out in front of Minnesota.
Now that's the time it's always fun to sit down when the game's over with and just say, we could have beat them worse. What are you doing for dinner tonight, huh? I don't know. We might go very well.
Oh, Schlichter drops the ball, and he is then dropped by Toby Williams. And that's just, it slipped out of his hand, and then the frustration that follows.
You saw the quarterbacks for the Patriots sitting on the sideline having a good time. Schlichter is not having a good time, but he needs to go through this. He said this is the beginning of his comeback right here. His first start. He's learning a lot. He'll always remember this, the embarrassment of the moments. 2 slips.
Out of bounds to stop the clock, but it is too late. Triple zeros are on the scoreboard.